Thunder Kids 3, Hunt for Devil Boxer, 1989.
I mean, the title is so descriptive. We don't really need to review this film at all, do we?
No. Moving on.
Covers all the bases.
Yes.
Except I have it as Thunder Ninja Kids 3. So, but I don't know if that's an alternate title or. But Ninja.
I'm not sure about that. I've always had it as just Thunder Kids.
Okay.
But it might be. I mean, who knows? So, for a little bit of, well, not really context here. So, this is part 3 of a fake series from IFD.
Okay.
Following Thunder Kids Golden Adventure and Thunder Kids 2 Wonderful Mission.
Okay.
So looking back over my notes here, because I'd seen all these. Yes, I have watched this twice. So I think the first one was sourced from a Korean kids film called Rave Trio, and then they edited in some ninjas, as is IFD one.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think there was much very interesting about either that or Thunder Kids 2, which was pretty much the same trick again. I think Thunder Kids 2, the only thing that was slightly interesting was the source film might have been a variation on the story of Il Mai, who is kind of like a Korean Robin Hood kind of character.
Okay.
Okay.
But in modern day. But there's nothing much to Thunder Kids or Thunder Kids 2. When I tell you that Thunder Kids 3 is the towering masterpiece of the series,
yeah,
you'll kind of know how not very good they are.
The bar is low.
So it's not like Robo Vampire, where really all three of them in their own special ways are
No.
quite enjoyable.
Also, before we leave it to rest as well, you could argue that there's a fourth in the series as well, because there's another film called Little Kickboxer, which is sometimes Thunder Kids 4. And if memory serves, I think that was, well, oddly enough, that's from Filmmark, though.
Okay.
So it's not even an IFD title. And I don't even remember if that was a cut and paste. That might have just been a release of some sort of kids kickboxing film, which wasn't very good. Anyway, that's the context for Thunder Kids 3 Hunt for Devil Boxer.
I mean, this one is reasonably unique. I would say. I just want to dive in first.
Yeah.
In that it's one of the very few hopping vampire films that has a science fiction element.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. If you consider
a flying saucer in it.
If you consider a UFO made of a snakeskin lantern with some sparklers sticking out of the back.
That is, yeah.
Yeah.
That is one of the cheapest UFOs you can see on celluloid.
It's pretty awesome.
And for that it should be applauded.
Yes, yeah.
So I'm gonna explain here what kind of happened. This was my original, what I think happened, and then a little bit later on I'm gonna amend it because I have a kind of a bit of a working theory which might turn out to be bollocks. But so my original take on this is it seems to be a Korean Taiwanese co-production, which is over.
Because a lot of the actors are Taiwanese, by the looks of it.
Yes, and it's over at the Korean movie database as The Aliens and Kong Kong Kang Si. But I think it's also The Vampire and E.T. Kid when it was released.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yeah, I've got that title, yeah.
Yes. And yeah, so it's a bit difficult to tell, but I guess going by that title, The Vampire and E.T. Kid. So a new UFO appears over somewhere, I guess it's Taipei, because it seems mostly to be shot in Taiwan, even if it is a Korean co-production, because I didn't see any hunger in the background, right? It's all Chinese characters and shops.
Yes.
Yeah. So
we should say we are talking about the non Godfrey Ho
Well,
version.
we'll talk. I mean, we're just talking
because that opens up with entirely different set of
Yeah,
characters.
yeah, but we'll get to we'll get to the additional
Okay.
footage because that's not how it opens. You're quite right in this fact.
Mhm.
So this UFO appears over a graveyard just outside Taipei, guessing, and then all these hoppers come out, all these little hopper kids, and so I'm assuming,
Including one with a bottle, like
Yeah.
of, like, and then so this is one thing. You know, we watched the version, but apparently there's another version of this floating around where all the swearing has been redacted. But we watched the version with all the swearing intact, so you get lots of the kids saying things like "ha ha, what an asshole" or "this tastes like piss," which is just amps up my enjoyment of the film.
The thing we're watching as well runs 74 minutes, which seems a little bit short. So I'm wondering if there might be a slightly. Plus, we want to be talking about the YouTube version versus the other version when we get to Sophia Crawford. Anyway, so
yes,
the hoppers come out and a little girl. So I'm guessing the little girl is an alien.
Okay, that makes more sense. She's terrifying.
I thought she was a ghost.
She seems like a ghost, but she could be.
I don't know because that's
I didn't get that at all. Yeah.
But if
well,
she's
no,
the
I'm
ET,
only getting that from the other title.
titles, yes.
The ET
Yeah.
And also, why is there an UFO? So,
so she could be Drew Barrymore then. That might be the concept, right?
But she's dead.
But she's dead and terrifying, yeah.
Yeah, she's really fucking scary, actually.
Yes, she's great. She's
like those silver ones in the in that kids look and read segment.
Yes.
The Kid from Space or whatever that was.
Yeah. There's a disc of that now. The BFI put it out.
I'm tempted. Well, yeah. I'm tempted to see a version that drops off the back of the lottery.
Well, I'm worried that I'll still be scared as a 45-year-old man of a man with white hair walking slowly through a quarry.
It's worth a go, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, for us, G did.
Yes.
G did horror files.
Yeah.
So UFO.
So I think she might be the alien because both her and the other main hopping vampire are invisible to people anyway, right?
Yes.
So hilarious hijinks ensue, including a man, I'm assuming maybe a junkie, robbing a hospital pharmacy.
Yep.
This is himself.
Yeah. And he gets an injection in the bum.
Yeah. And
but they basically go around solving crimes, right? So there's like a kidnapping, isn't there?
That's the main one. Yeah, there's a kidnapping, a female reporter involved, and they've got anyway. So there's all that, right? And that's in the source film.
Yeah.
Which incidentally was the original cut of the film was released in Japan on VHS as Kyonshi Quest 2, which in Japan would have made it a sequel to Kyonshi Quest, which was Spirit vs. Zombie.
No.
Oh, okay.
This was a sequel to Spirit vs. Zombie.
Sure.
Here. But they wouldn't have had Mark Houghton as a Satanist and some ninjas fighting over the sacred sword.
Yeah.
And Sophia Crawford, aka Sophia Warhol, as some sort of devil or something. And depending on which version you see, she's either got her jugs out or it's reframed and she's still topless, but you don't see her tits.
I missed that.
Yeah, no, the YouTube version that we linked to was titsless, unfortunately, but I do remember seeing it once upon a time with tits.
Okay.
I couldn't find that version.
Interesting.
Well,
so sorry, lads, I didn't bring the tits. I do apologize.
No, that's fine. But and this is the thing, and it's specifically around Sophia Crawford. This film, I'm jumping to the end. This film ends so abruptly.
Yes.
With no resolution on what the hell Sophia Crawford's doing in it. Because the version I watched, she's in it for literally 2 or 3 minutes.
Yes.
Right.
And then
the film quite the performance, though. Quite the performance.
She'll return as well in a few.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and whoever's dubbing her also is doing sterling work.
Yeah. But this has got like the IFD royalty, isn't it? So this has got, you know, Richard Harrison aside,
Yes.
this has got all of the other IFD royalty in it, isn't it? It's got Mark Houghton, it's got Steve Talia in it, Sophia Crawford-ish. So this is like prime IFD, isn't it?
I was wondering as
In terms
well,
of cast.
and this is when you know you've spent too much time watching IFT films, when your mind goes to this kind of minutia. But I was wondering the extra footage stuff, which is kind of fun actually, and might have been directed by Ridley Choi, I think, as Alton Chong, right, in the new credit. Original director, by the way, apparently is someone called An Sung Ho. But again, we'll get to my theory about that. So, yeah, is that new footage, because it's got all the Satan-y stuff and the set. I'm wondering, was this stuff filmed at the same time as the insert footage for? Do you remember we watched Zodiac America 3?
Yeah.
When they were jumping about with mallets and shit.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if this was shot at the same afternoon.
Yeah. Well, because there's that room at the end where he's got all the crosses, all the crucifixes, and it's like they don't really utilize the set.
No.
Yes.
It's just there.
Yeah. So I reckon that was filmed, like, you know, in the morning or something. They shot Zodiac America. Someone came in and, you know, brushed away all the shit they smashed up with mallets. And then they were like, okay, let's film some more stuff now. Sophia, get your tits out, come in, and then
actually it's quite funny because she's made up in such a way that she kind of reads as like proper Satan, in that kind of like you know, like the one from like Devilman, that kind of like trans, whatever you want to call it.
I love how Nick's mind goes, you know, proper Satan, you know, like that one from Devilman.
I mean my understanding is angels. No, angels are supposed to be like hermaphroditic, right? That's the. Am I wrong about this?
No,
I think you're both right. And I to consider this in any way, shape, or form.
Lucifer Morningstar.
Real history is problematic, I think.
No, I mean, I think the concept of Lucifer Morningstar is that he's supposed to be kind of androgynous. I thought, right? Angels. It's not the big fuck off horned red dude. It's
so
beautiful.
So, bringing it back to the main thrust of your point, Nick, trans people are Satan.
Well, obviously, yes. That's what I'm attempting to say, Darren.
Yes. Haven't you heard the new podcast that Nick does with Graham Linehan?
Yeah. and me and JK. And
JK. Oh, she's wonderful, isn't she? You know what? Did I tell you this before? I went to see, talking to JK Rowling, which we weren't, but this is very important information. I went to see, it's probably 10 years ago now, I went to see Jerry Sadowitz.
Oh, yeah.
Put the live show on, right? It was really, really good. Because I'd die on this hill. Jerry Sadowitz is one of the best card magicians, close-up magicians in the world. Anyway, right at the end, he, as some sort of fuck you to everybody, and particularly J.K. Rowling, he played a dogging video, right, of a woman saying something like, God, I love to suck cock, or something like that, right? And he introduced this very brief, probably 30-second clip from a dogging porn video as J.K. Rowling. So, just saying, if he had it, it's probably out there.
So was it like captured like through a hedge kind of thing, or was it actually a dogging themed production? Or was
Sorry, say that one more time, Clive.
Sorry, was it like someone caught in a park through a hedge or something?
No. It was. No. It was fun because she basically ran up to the camera and told the camera how much she likes cock.
Right.
And apparently that was J.K. Rowling.
Okay.
Yeah. But because the question is, why we lie?
No, no, but
what's
so
the big game?
so was he? No, no, but was he? Was he? So it wasn't just like, haha. That was he actually framing it like, no, no, seriously now. I actually have put J.K. Rowling.
No, well, he just presented it. He says, and here's J.K. Rowling on video or something. I can't, years ago. But he said, look, here's J.K. Rowling, and then he played the porn clip.
All right. I mean, if you know,
Ones
that they're ready to us.
It'd be good if Jerry Sadowitz watched this.
Oh,
you never know.
So Jerry, big fans, let us know what you were on about.
Yeah, we've scratched your back, so if you wouldn't mind scratching ours.
Okay, I have a question. Getting back to Thunder Ninja, fucking whatever, for a second. I have a question then. So yes, so we have Sophia Crawford as hermaphroditic Satan, but then is there not a different version of Satan who appears at the end, who's like a Ray Liotta looking dude, who's got kind of like blonde hair that somebody fights? Is that not supposed to also be Satan?
I thought that was meant to be Sophia Crawford.
I think it was supposed to be J.K. Rowling.
Oh, but I mean, but at the end, like the last big fight that's in the IF.
Yeah, I'm straining my brain cells to remember now.
Even remember this? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched this quite recently, and yeah, I did not make sense of the end of this film.
No.
Also, you get to hear Kraftwerk's Trans-Europe Express.
Good song?
Yeah.
And as always, everyone has amazing names, like Hercules Stone, and Falcon, and that.
I actually prefer it when they just call the ninjas Barry. But...
right.
Yeah, there's some proper old school, camouflage bright purple ninjas in this fucking film.
Yep. And the one dude who just the entire time he's just playing with his mustache. Like he's being directed every time the camera cuts to you. Please be playing with your mustache.
Yeah, that's Mark Houghton, I think, isn't it?
It does make me laugh the fact that, like, in ancient Japan, you'd have had like these people sent out for like decades to like working farming communities or something and build bonds and marry us. But then I just have this in like a old classic black and white Jidaigeki about ninjas, and the camera pans across the field, and then it's just a bloke in a bright purple outfit.
Don't forget the headband.
From the next village over. Yeah. So, are you ready for half? Oh, go ahead, Nick. You said.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say this movie also features a bunch of mealworms, and some very kind of again, I don't know if it's borrowed or if it's music for this, but very kind of 80s Italian horror sounding music, kind of stuff that wouldn't have been out of place in a Umberto Lenzi film of this era. Right. But yeah, the mealworms especially took me to like, oh, they really went for it with the horror trappings in those little segments.
Yeah. Also, let's not forget the half remote control zombie.
Oh yes.
Oh shit. Yes. Fuck. He's amazing. Because basically what that means is he's constantly he's throwing Elon Musk my heart goes out to you salutes and goose stepping all over the place. So it's pretty good stuff.
Yeah. To be fair, that's because he's half a zombie, and they've taken it so literally.
Yes.
As to actually split him down the middle.
Yes.
Have half of him be a zombie.
Kind of like he's had
being very careful with the placement of my hand.
Yes. Yeah.
Here we go with half-baked working theatre.
Okay.
Right. So now then, watching this, and I was looking back at my old review and finding it over the Korean movie database and all that, and then how some parts of this film seem very fragmented in terms of. I'd have to go over it with a fine tooth. That's the problem with this theory, is it requires a lot of work to either confirm or deny who was in scenes with other people. So the thing is, I've come across this several times now when dealing with especially source films for IFDA and Filmmark that are Korean. Quite a few of them seem to be Korean Taiwan co-production. There's quite a few of them now. And this has always occurred to me as a slightly strange, I mean, yes, on the one hand, why not? But on the other hand, especially if you're an impoverished kind of film, why would you go to the trouble of going over to Taiwan and shoot these things, and when you could pretty much do everything back at home, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plus, as well, as we know, there is this history when we're talking about Ninja and the Dragon's Den and stuff like that. You know, Koreans were not shy about cutting bits out of films from Taiwan and Hong Kong, putting in Korean stars, and then presenting it kind of as their localized version. So the trouble with, so I'm slowly developing a theory, which is, if it's right, it's quite interesting. But the thing is, to prove it, I have to go back and watch a whole bunch of films, like with a microscopic eye, right? So at a certain point, we all figured out, oh, hang on, these IFD films they're sourced from somewhere else, right? And then after a few more years, people discovered those original films. And let's say, for instance, oh, it turns out it's the source film for Scorpion Thunderbolt is this. That's another good example, because that seems to be a Korean Taiwanese thing, right? Is or this. Oh, there we go. And then because our little minds are blown even at the concept that anyone would do that in the first place and cut ninjas in anyway. And then I'm thinking, well, hang on now. Is it possible that some of these films are Taiwanese productions that were released in Korea with inserts?
Oh, you mean Korean inserts?
Korea.
Yeah. Ooh.
And then they were double fucking cut and pasted when IFD put them out with Ninja inserts.
That would make a lot of sense.
Yep.
Particularly in the IFD mindset. So the IFD mindset is, well, we don't need to do all the editing, do we? If someone's already done it, we just nick that.
Yeah, but it's
so that would make a hell of a lot of sense.
Yeah, but the trouble is that I'm thinking, fuck, now I have to go back and watch. So and the other thing that makes me think about it as well is in terms. So the Korean movie database, as we mentioned before, is kind of quite overzealous in trying to promote the history of the Korean film, which is a good thing. But for example, if you go over and if you find The Dead and the Deadly on the Korean film database, they have the Korean version of the film, and they have like the director of whoever did the little insert, and no one from the original. There's no Sam Mahoney in Dead and the Deadly. Apparently, it's just the Korean stuff. So we know they were making localized Korean versions of films. So it's not that insane to think that maybe the source films that IFD got had already gone through
adulterated,
which makes more sense if you think about it than, you know, low budget Korean filmmakers taking the time to go all the way to Taiwan. And so anyway, like I said, it's a half-baked theory because it requires McGinn here or someone else to go back and watch all those fucking films and make notes, and like, so it's
if you could find an original Taiwanese copy and a Korean version and then the IFD and watch all
what do you
of them
think? Is this making sense to you?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
It is, and it's one of those things as well that once you kind of have figured it out, if that's what we've done, then it's kind of seems blindingly obvious as well in retrospect.
Well, and I go back to the economy of not hiring an editor to take 90 minutes and turn it into 50 minutes or whatever it is, and then splice the footage in. If someone's already edited the good bits out for you, then surely it's cheaper to release it as a ninja quickie, right?
Now, I could be totally wrong, of course. That could be nonsense.
Very interesting.
But it's something to consider, isn't it? It's a new way of looking at, and the more I think about it, and I think it's something that occurred to me in flashes before, but last night just before going to bed, I started putting this together, and I thought, hang on now, there might be something to this, but we need someone who is there, who knows, or an expert, or run this by Toby. Maybe I'm wondering if he might know anything.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I think
that's really interesting.
Worth looking into.
Yeah.
Anyway, other than that, Thunder Kids 3. Yeah, I mean, it's not very good, is it?
You just know what it is. As, you know, you've seen IFD on the label. There's a purple ninja. That's all you need to know.
If you're gonna watch one of the Thunder Kids series,
this is the
make it this one. Yes,
because it's got a I mean, it has everything. It's got a UFO. It's got hopping vampire kids who are really sweary. It's got Satan, and it's got ninjas. I mean, I don't know.
And apparently Sophia Crawford's tits.
And yes, depending on which version you watch. It's also got this incredible exchange. Not only can we please our master Satan, but we got plenty of money as well. Carson, do you think Satan will be angry with us for making money? Of course not, as long as we sacrifice those children.
American can't see! Stay away from me!
I actually have a request. I don't normally make these requests, but if we can get some of that end credit song played for this chunk, I really appreciate it. That song is either the best song ever or the worst song ever, but it's memorable.
Well, I mean, I'm just throwing it out there, and I know it's more work for Mr. Clive, but you know, when we release this, you know, in segments, maybe that could be our theme too. For our, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it has.
Well,
it has
that latter one now. No, but I might. We'll see.
It has a line in it. It's a tug of war for my jugular, or jugular. Somehow he manages to rhyme jugular with tug of war. It's pretty good.
Well,
I mean,
he'd had some songwriting tips from John Micklethorpe, right?
Well, yes, clearly.
When you've got the might of the Tritons behind you, anything's possible.
You can't go wrong.
Energy puts me where I want to be.
Yeah.
Hang on, are we just going to end up talking about rock and roll right now? Because any excuse.
Yes, maybe.
Well, you can't. The thing is, though, you can't talk about John Fasano without talking about Rock and Roll Nightmare: Edge of Hell.
Yeah,
because putting it out there before we even begin, this film stinks of John Fasano, and specifically Edge of Hell.
Yes.
He's surprising. Have you seen pictures of John Fasano on the IMDb? He's like quite a big fella.
He's a hefty
himself.
Dude,
He looks like he could be a wrestler or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe
that's how we knew John Micklethorpe. Maybe he's a bodybuilder or something.
I don't know, but he's a big dude.
He wrote one of the treatments for Alien 3. But I have somewhere on.
He also wrote for another 48 hours as well.
Yes, yeah. I have somewhere on a hard drive here a bunch of correspondence with him from back when he was alive. Obviously.
Right.
So I did like a fairly lengthy interview with him back then around his films. At a time I think where things were quiet for him, so he was quite happy to just wax eloquent about the stuff he had done. So I should.
Yeah, that would be interesting because I'm sure. I mean, because the thing is, you don't make a handful of differently abled films without being an interesting fellow.
Yes, and
but it's the combination of what he's put on screen as a director and the kind of reasonably good stuff that he's written.
Yes,
you know, as a Hollywood
writer.
Hack.
Yes. Yeah. He also claims to have directed most of Zombie Nightmare as well.
Yeah. Because that stinks of it as well.
It does. Yeah. And has Adam West in it,
which is always good.
Yeah.
I fucking love Adam West. Adam West is just, well, he's clearly the best Batman for a start.
Yes.
Of course, yeah.
But there was a great interview with, I think it's there was an interview in Shock Cinema with Lorenzo Semple Jr., who of course wrote most of the original Batman series, and it was tongue in cheek from the beginning, right? Like,
oh yeah,
but apparently Adam West had this kind of like, he identified so much with the role, so there was like they were rehearsing a scene or something, and the Bat Cave has been bugged or something, and Adam West's Batman is Robin. I think the Batcave has been bugged. Like, he'd do this twitch thing, and okay, let's take that again. Pick up the line, Adam, and every single time he'd pause and then do this weird twitch, and they'd be like, what's the problem? And like, why can't you? And he's like, well, no, the thing is, see, I'm a bat, right? So if I hear bug, I'm gonna have a little bit of
a twinge.
Yeah. I thought that was fantastic. That's brilliant.
But that just gets you right in the mentality of Adam West, and he's not right, is he? He's not well.
No.
So the other thing as well, I was looking this up, looking John Sandler, obviously being a long time Rock and Roll Nightmare fan, I was familiar with Zombie Nightmare and Black Roses and of course the Jitters. But the other thing, he directed quite a few episodes of the TV show Kamen Rider Dragon Knight.
Okay.
Which I've not seen, but so this was, if you remember, this was the attempt, like, so post Power Rangers kind of framing all their new scenes around, the tokusatsu footage from various Japanese shows.
So was that just America's version of IFD then?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Okay. And more their Power Rangers are basically kind of ninjas as well, right?
Yeah. And they're brightly coloured.
Yeah.
Godfrey Ho should have sued, I'm telling you. So Kamen Rider Dragon Knight was a similar attempt at doing like an American take on. So they took footage from Kamen Rider and then they shot. It was I think one of the main guys behind it was Steve Wang, right? The guy who made Drive and the Guyver films, and who also did some effects work for the Jitters, right? I think maybe that quite cool mutated vampire thing.
Right. Oh yeah.
I think that might be Steve Wang's, at least his design, because it's kind of a bit better than everything else in the film, isn't it? Yes, so the Jitters, starring Sal Viviano, who was also in Black Roses.
Yes. John Stamos or something.
He's the boyfriend, isn't he? He's the boyfriend character.
Yes. Yeah.
And his
so this is a Japanese Canadian co-production.
Yes, correct.
Set in Chinatown in
Toronto. Yeah.
So it's right away it's fucked. Like, what?
Yeah.
How did this even happen? Why? Why are Canadians working together with the Japanese to make a hopping vampire film in Canada?
Because it's cheaper than doing it in the States.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
But also front and center, right? This is the only Western. I know it's a co-production, but this is the only Western JYANGSHI film, right? Sorry, I've just put a hand up. Anyway.
Yeah, what's that all on about?
I don't know. I think if you do that, then then Zoom thinks that you want to talk.
Hang on. If I do it.
Go on then.
Doesn't happen.
Hang on. No, because I've got.
You know what's going to happen to the podcast? We're going to view it.
Do it again now. Do it again.
Oh, do the hand, you mean?
Yeah.
Do you have to put it up in the corner there?
I don't know.
How
anyway,
do
it doesn't matter. I don't know.
I don't want to be throwing gang signs and starting some kind of street war.
Yeah.
Especially when talking about this film.
Yeah. So yeah, no, but front and yeah, so as far as I can see, this is the only Western-made Jiangshi film, right? Or even film featuring a Jiangshi.
Surprising,
that
really.
I can think of. Yeah, it's weird considering how, you know, because Mr. Vampire was huge over here as well as over there, right? Certainly by the late 80s, early 90s. So why the hell didn't anyone make one?
I don't know. I think huge might be overstating it. I mean, outside of the fan, I don't know how many average people would have seen Mr. Vampire, because they wouldn't have played theaters outside of Chinatown theaters, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it got on Channel 4, didn't it? You know, I mean, and I know that's a UK art house.
But even then, like, how many kids in school even like saw it and talked about it in the playground? It was still a bit of a welcome, wasn't it?
Yeah, but also, you know, surely studio execs, up and coming writers are looking for new stuff to mine.
Oh no, certainly in terms of in the industry, you're quite right. Like, I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I think there might be I think if you went digging, I think there might be a few examples, like in some episodic TV, because, so speaking of the Power Rangers-y thing, there was one show, was it Dynaman or something, that they used the footage for one of those Power Rangers-y shows, and that the original footage was specifically Chinese martial arts, and they had like Seiken and stuff. And I think they might maybe some Gyonsi might have popped up. So there might be, but again, that wouldn't, the source would be Japan right away. Obviously, we know they're mad for
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I have a feeling it might have, like, am I making this up, or is there maybe? I have a vague recollection. Isn't there like an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer or something that has Chinese hopping vampires?
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
I've
seen most of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I don't think so.
Have you?
Yeah.
I had two, actually.
Yeah, Geraldine and I had a phase of renting it from the video shop in the late 90s.
I think Jen and I just watched it as it aired on TV.
Yeah.
When we were,
I mean, I've seen bits of it, and to be honest, it doesn't look too bad for.
No, it's all right. It's okay. It's for American TV, and it's decent.
Yeah. But it's weird that this is an anomaly.
Yeah, no, you're quite right. Regardless, it is strange that there isn't at least another couple of.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's also weird that it's relatively it shows relative fidelity to the ideas and stuff, right? Like normally when you see something that's kind of like come via Asia into an American context, you're like, oh, you know, there's a lot of, it's all wrong. But most of it's right. The weird bat ears they're new.
They're weird. Yeah.
But
there's
other than
bat
that,
theme, right? Because you've got one of the bad guys wearing the Batman t-shirt.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
But no, generally speaking, most of the lore is pretty much tallies with what we've seen in Chinese and
also right. So they made this in presumably 88, right? So this is a couple of years after Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah,
that was a big film.
Yeah,
right. Lots of Chinese mythos.
Also with James Hong.
And
also with James Hong. And then you've got like The Golden Child. That's drawing on the same thing. Yeah. When's that? 88, something like that.
86.
Yeah.
Oh, 86 again. Okay.
Well, oddly, as you mentioned James Hong, the same year as this, James Hong directed his own horror film. Do you remember that film, The Vineyard?
The Vineyard. Yeah.
Okay. Which was, again, it didn't have guns, but it was slightly Asian. If I remember, it wasn't that the one that had, that's like the American version of like insect eating and shit in it and stuff, wasn't it?
Was there?
Is it that one?
I don't remember. I I've
million
seen
years
it
since
because
saw
I
it.
remember the video cover.
Yes.
But I only remember the video cover, but I know I've seen it. That's all I remember.
I'm gonna look it up briefly now here while you kind of.
Yeah.
But
But
the
yeah,
actual, yeah,
it just strikes me as really fucking strange that no
Yeah.
one decided to mine this source of new mythology that's really cheap to produce, because all you've got to do is get a Mandarin costume.
Yeah.
but it's
That's
maybe
literally
for the
all you've got to
best.
do and get some white face paint.
Maybe for the best, judging by this, because the other thing as well, watching it. So, in terms of oh, here we go, Vineyard. Busy Asian, this is my own, busy Asian American actor, Hong Kong, sorry, not Hong Kong, James Hong even, co-directs this unsuccessful horror movie that copies Motel Hell and various Hong Kong fantasies. He also stars as the mad doctor who plants, for fuck's sake, zombies in the vineyard, uses blood as fertilizers, and sells the resulting life-rejuvenating. But oh, here we go, vomiting spiders in it.
There we go.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Fair enough.
But yeah, so the plot is largely unremarkable. It's basically kind of cheapo gangsters versus good guys with currencies, right? And bad currencies. But the thing is, I was thinking about it. It's not very good, and it's got. We'll get to the comic relief in a minute because this is a very John Fasano thing, I think. But and you're thinking, yeah, this is a weird, really weird mix that doesn't work, right? But then you're thinking, hang on now then. But actually, it's not that weirdly different from a bunch of the films that we've already watched, because we don't have that filter of it being in a foreign language. We're a lot.
Yeah, well, I think the nuts and bolts of this film works, right? The theory behind this film is sound.
Yeah, but it's not good, though, is at the end.
It's a shit film.
It is shit film, yeah. But the thing is, though, a lot of the things that are shit about it, I suspect are also shit about a lot of the other films. But the other films are in Cantonese or Mandarin or something. So we kind of, I don't know, we're like a slight layer. I'm not, obviously those other films are definitely better because there's a lot more going on. It's sophisticated action stuff wise as well. But it is interesting that sometimes when you're confronted, because it's not just this, there's other examples as well of when you put, even when it's a very faithful, if it's suddenly in a language that you're totally familiar with, and there isn't a layer of remove, it's a bit more difficult to forgive certain.
Yeah, but I think as well, I think there would need to be a non-John Fasano film to compare to.
Yeah, that's also another. Yeah,
this is the problem, right? Because this is what I'm saying. So the treatment that, well, I'm sure he didn't submit it to anyone. I'm sure this is a mates thing with some Japanese investors. But if you were submitting a treatment for this film to a Hollywood mogul, right, it all works, right? So there's this thing, right, in China, right, they've got different sorts of vampires, and they look really different and they act different. They've got different weaknesses and powers and and we're going to put some comedy in it, and it's about some gangsters in China trying to shake down this local business in Chinatown, and they kill someone, and because of the way he died, he comes back as a hopping vampire, and madness and Chinese magic ensues. And I've got some really cool melty, boily special effects. What the fuck's wrong with that? That works a treat. But unfortunately, it's John Fasano.
But the thing is as well, this is not a John Fasano script. But you could swear, I mean, so I think
fucking hell.
One of the main things is, and this is interesting because it's like, on the one hand, it shows invention, but it also shows a tenure. And this is John, and I'm assuming it must be John Fasano because again, it's across all his films, right? But there's a concerted attempt throughout this film to give the gangsters like wise tracks, right? But they're supposed to be incongruous wise tracks, right? Where they wouldn't normally, you don't expect those characters to say that thing, right?
Yeah.
When they come out, it's not just that, oh, that's not fair. They're just no one knows how to deliver them.
Yes.
That's
Case
the
in
thing.
point, there's one bit where we're at the bad guy's headquarters or whatever, and one guy enters, and then another bad guy says, "Close the door, man. The freaking heating bills will skyrocket."
Actually, that's the best line in the film, because I actually did find that funny.
Well, yeah, but it's still not.
That is actually funny.
But it doesn't quite
The
work.
delivery
It works
is
because
bad.
it doesn't work because it sticks out like a sore thumb, right?
No,
Right.
but the delivery is bad, but it is actually quite funny to have
Yeah, if
a
it
gangster
was delivered right,
say to another gangster.
you could see it working, but it doesn't really work, does it?
No.
And there's a load of stuff like that in this film, and for me, the great joy of the film was those bits with the gangsters saying just strange things. But no, there's not much positive. And again, I'm with it. Unfortunate. That's the thing. I like, with all the best will in the world, because I'd seen this before as well. I remember it not being good. And rewatching it this time, I was like, oh, I really hope this is better than I remembered it being. I really would like to say that this is really good, but that would be disingenuous. It's not.
No.
No, I think I have more goodwill towards this for a few reasons. I think, well,
one is you like everything. So that
I do. I haven't ever, other than Forrest Gump, I've never seen a film I haven't loved. No, I would say the Canadianness of it all, obviously, to some degree, like I spent a fair amount of time in the Vancouver and Victoria Chinatowns in my early 20s, VCD shopping, right? And so the concept of that, like in Canada, that there may have been, like, in those Chinatowns, sure, maybe there were Taoist priests who were running like corpse trains. It's great. I mean, it's just.
I was wondering as well about that, because you'll be able to. The shop itself, is the shop, because the shop to me seems like no shop that's ever actually existed.
It's like a pound stretcher or something. They just sell like
I don't know.
They'll sell like sieves and balloons and things.
It would make sense if someone opened a Chinese themed newsagent run by Welsh people in my village.
Yes.
It might look like this, but not in Toronto's Chinatown.
You know what? The other thing is, right, is that the sets for this, or the real locations, which I assume they are actually really good, with the exception of that shop. That shop looks like it's made out of fucking polystyrene.
Balsa wood. Yeah.
But it looks like more than anything else. You get here in Japan, you get these like really cheap standing bars you can go to, which just like barrels, that you can stand on. Have like it looked like a shop that had been thrown together in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Did you notice?
But it's and this is.
No, I was going to say, did you notice this? That there's a scene where there's two children playing under a play structure, and one of them says to the other, "You be the yellow ninja," and they're literally standing in a play. And I thought, like, that has to be a nod. Yeah. But anyway, go ahead, Darren. You want to say something?
But yeah, and this going back to this dialogue, right? So apart from the poor direction, apart from the poor performances. Right.
With the exception of James Hong, who I think is
that goes without saying,
chewing up the scenery in a way that
he's enjoying, isn't he? He's really having a good time.
He's out of control. I almost thought, actually, for the first time, because he's complained over the years about being, typecast and not being able to get ahead in Hollywood because of his Chinese American status. But I'm almost like, but hang on, was he just like Timothy Carey? Was he somebody where if you gave him an inch, he was going to take a mile, and people were like, oh, be careful hiring James, because Because some of the shit he's doing in this movie is outrageous. For example, when he's singing or when he's chanting in Japanese. Did you catch that, Clive?
Yeah,
He's
some
saying,
of it, some of it, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, it's like Nihon no Minami.
Well, he's just making shit up, isn't he?
Yeah, that's not Chinese, it's Japanese. And then the part where he starts doing the like Bob Dylan impression with the fake harmonica. I was like,
yeah.
What is going
Also,
on?
I mean, no one else would have been able to get away with that gag about Chinese vampires, and then
they bite you an hour later.
An hour later, and all that,
Yes.
Yeah. But no, but that's the thing, and I think this, you definitely see this in. I haven't seen what's the other one called? The zombie one, Nightmare.
Zombie Nightmare.
Not Zombie Nightmare. Yeah. I haven't seen that for a long, long time. But it's the whole wisecrack dialogue of it all. And I know it wasn't written by him, but he's responsible for delivering those lines, right? Getting the actors to deliver the lines. And it's just like, you have this, and you know what, Clive? You're not gonna like this. I'm gonna bring up Star Wars.
Oh,
I am. So one of the criticisms,
we're done here.
Even by like, no, don't. One of the criticisms of Star Wars, right? Even by the fans, is that George Lucas can't write dialogue.
Yes.
Right. So George Lucas will put a load of like nonsensical scientific or mystical dialogue together in a word salad sentence that's got no commas in, right? And the actors just can't work out how to deliver it. This is exactly the fucking same. So you've got these weirdly structured sentences that are wisecracks or gags.
Right.
And
no one knows how to.
Just can't. They can't be delivered. And that's part of the problem with this. Apart, this John Salmon film.
Well, I mean, famously, Daniel Day-Lewis, because he couldn't get his head around it, turned down the role of Stig in Edge of Hell. Right.
Well, yeah.
He was there for ages in the mirror, like. No sweat, no sweat, sweetnies. No sweat, sweetnies. And he just couldn't do it.
Yeah. You have to slum it with My Left Foot after that.
Yes.
Yeah. I can't. Yeah. I mean, it's. Yeah, it believers all the points, but it gets the science of Jiangxi right though. You've got to give it that.
And Nick said as well. It's surprisingly it's very respectful and well, not even respectful, because that makes it sound a bit like be a bit careful with that. It's not. It's very hands on, but it's just it doesn't feel the need to fuck with the formula, right?
No, and I do think James Hong would have been great in any one of the other films we've seen as a Taoist priest. I do think he's like would step into the role very confidently.
Oh, it would have been. Imagine if there would have been. Imagine if something like, because Big Trouble in Little China, of course, famously was a flop when it was new, right? But if you can imagine, there would have been a similar, like with James Hong as as Lam Ching Ying had been hit. And then we'd have had a series of James Hong Taoist priest films. That would have been pretty cool.
That would, yeah. But but it goes back to James Hong is always worth watching.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even if he's not the world's best director.
No, the only choice I would say that I question is really the wub noise that plays every time they jump. It sounds like a Bristol board or something like that. They're just like.
Yeah.
Incidentally, a friend of mine who lives here, originally from California, had a small role as a homeless man in one of James Hong's sex films from the 70s.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I did ask him about James Hong, but he didn't. My friend is a very, very nice man. Hello, Dennis. But he doesn't have the best memory in the world. So for instance, he was an extra in The Wild Bunch.
Wow.
And he's one of the co-stars of Spawn of the Slithis.
I remember you mentioning
but he doesn't have the best memory in the world. So, he doesn't really have, or at least he doesn't.
Stories to tell.
Anecdote, I don't know, maybe, maybe I need to grill him at length and sit down with him. Because he's in Drifting Classroom as well. We did a pod with him about Drifting Classroom, but he didn't really remember much about it. Top bloke, love hanging out with him, but he just, he's not exactly an anecdote factory. But there you go. I suppose. That's
the last. I mean, I don't know if you have anything else to say, but the last thing I'll say that there is one new wrinkle to this that we haven't seen before, and that is the one Jiangshi that kind of swells up and then literally breaks out of his skin like a cicada, and he's like some sort of like he looks like Uncle Frank out of Hellraiser or something like that.
I think that's the Steve one. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's cool looking, but that definitely doesn't really have a correlation in anything we've seen before.
No, but it does have a correlation with Rock and Roll Nightmare.
That's true. Yes.
Because that's all about the special effects, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
As shoddy as they are, that's an SFX
the little
film.
Hand puppets with the little tufts of hair.
You fell for that. These are just characters that I pulled from movies to.
Yes. Listen up, Bob.
Like I
call you, Beelzebub.
Which is a good line.
Yeah, it is. But again,
it's a good line.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It stinks of Fasano.
Yes.
Anyhow. Unfortunately, the Jitters isn't. It's not a. I mean, but then again, I mean, how many people can even say they have one Edge of Hell to their names, right? Because that's I mean.
You know what though? If you're hungover on a Sunday morning, right, and you need to not watch a film while it's on the telly and just recover, it's not a bad choice. I'll give it that.
The Jitters?
The Jitters, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't want to be hungover watching Edge of Hell. I would just you want to have all your faculties.
We do. Yeah, that's a multi-layered onion of angelic and meta humor and also, rock and roll.
And killer rock and roll.
Yeah.
I have all those songs if anyone ever needs them. I have like MP3s of all the original. I guess at some point they must have been released. So it's not been sourced from the movie. They're the actual
by the Tritons.
By the Tritons, yes.
Yeah.
Why is there not a gatefold LP reissue?
Don't know, but I do. Oh, but it's what my mate Kevin gave them to me years ago, so he got them somewhere.
Right, next up, Who Cares? 1989, directed by Max Lee. Hang on, Max Lee Chiu Chien.
Or Max C.C. Lee.
Okay, yes. Who, interestingly, choreographer on 36 Deadly Styles, Dragon Claws, Unbeaten 28. So he's got a bit of a foo pedigree. And this one does fall into vampire foo. Or actually, it's kind of ghost foo, really, isn't it? Yeah. And this one's got some good talent in it as well. So Sibel Hu, Karahoy, Dick Wei, and Cho Yin.
Dick Wei is fucking terrifying.
I fucking love Dick Wei.
He fights like a guy, like he sells it in a way that very few other people sell it. Like I'm frightened whenever he walks up and starts.
Famously, he doesn't hold back, right? He's a bit like
doesn't look like it.
Like he does. You have to be careful if you're playing a Dick Wei.
I would think so. Yeah.
Have you seen much Dick Wei before?
No, but he really shook me up in this. I was like,
actively
like Jesus.
He's like a stalwart of 80s really Sammo Hung films.
Okay.
And he's as mean and as dangerous looking and behaving in most of Sammo Hung's films for a certain period. Highly recommended.
Okay. Yeah, no, he is very much on my radar after this.
Yeah. No, great. Great performer. And Sophia Crawford we are seeing again.
Yeah.
Yes. So what happens in this one then? I can't even remember.
All right.
There's some
It
bollocks.
starts-
There's some bollocks with some developers.
Well, it starts with a
Yeah.
robbery, right? Of like
Yeah.
there's
The
an
grave robbery,
undertaker.
right?
Mm.
Huh?
It's a grave robbery, right?
Yeah. So basically, there's some people. They're looking in coffins for what turns out to be, they call it the clear bead, right?
Yeah, the jade
Yeah.
butt plug, basically.
Except it's not jade, though, is it? It's
The
like
jade butt plug of the mouth.
it's
Mm,
basically
yes.
it's a little bouncy ball, is what it is.
Yes.
But they
Yeah, it's one
found
of
it.
those things. Do you remember those things that you used to get in the 80s? They
Yeah,
were
they
like
bounce
this-
like a motherfucker. They,
yeah. But they were
exactly.
like this really like compressed plastic
Yeah,
or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you could just like shoot
That's
them up.
exactly what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little yellow one of them. You know what? I might buy one of them.
No, Darren,
I'm
don't
a-
buy one. Steal it from a coffin.
I will.
Yes, from a corpse.
I'll go down the graveyard and I'll nick one.
So while they're looking around for this thing, they knock out security guard Ho Pak Kwong, who also
Yeah.
happens to be best friends with Cho Yen, of all people, director of all those extremely convoluted
Yeah.
Shaw Brothers films. But they're
Yeah.
still quite relevant. So the year after this, he directs Sleazy Dizzy with Steve
Yeah.
Chow. So he was still, but it's still kind of actually surprising to see most of these people in this film, because this film, you never
It's
hear
cheap,
anyone talk about this film.
No, but it's also pretty fucking cheap as well. It's also.
But that's the thing; it does seem quite low budget, but someone's pulled in a lot of favors.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And it's actually, well, I'll get ahead of myself. I think it's actually quite well done. But it does seem, when you see it, like when you see it, wherever you see it, whether it pops up on a site or you see like an old VCD, you think, oh, that looks like a really properly cheap kind of slipshod kind of thing. And it's, I don't know, something about the title as well. Who cares, But it turns out there's a bit more to it than I wasn't expecting this film.
No, definitely not. Yeah, and
Uh,
it's just a weird one as well. Just putting it in the context of the times. So
Yeah.
The three big stars, right? Sibel Hu Karahoy and Dick Way. They're really fucking busy in this period.
Yeah.
They're in basically the New Year's extravaganzas. They're in the biggest blockbusters of the year, right? In 1989-ish, here, give or take a year. And yeah, it's just like, as you say, it's like it's the calling in favors thing. It's like, how did they end up in this?
There's also the dark side of that, isn't there? Where there are, of course, stories of triads getting people.
Yeah.
So I was wondering if there was a little bit of that to it, but anyway, so Cho Yen happens to be Sibel Hu's father, and Sibel who's in charge of this kind of squad, right? So, and at the same time, they happen to be investigating this smuggling ring run by Dick Way. So even though they think, oh, for fuck's sake, we have to go and investigate my dad's mates being knocked on the head, it's basically this, they're on the trail of the same thing, right? Which is this very bouncy ball. And now I've forgotten how the bouncy ball relates to hopping.
So the ghost starts haunting whoever's got the ball.
Oh, that's right, because the grave has been robbed. Yes, and there is a dead body at the scene, and so the hopping vampire is a vengeful hopping vampire who wants his bouncy ball back, basically.
Yeah, but he's invisible, so he's not really a hopping vampire. Even though he does hop and fight and does look exactly like a hopping vampire, he is invisible and therefore a ghost.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah. So it kind of ties it, and then it ties in with Dick Way and the policewomen via the antique smuggling. And there's some lines early on where Dick Way is actually after this bead. Yeah. Or rather, his Western client, I think, is after the bead.
Dan Mintz, right?
Dan Mintz,
Yes, I do like when he's introduced. He throws some shapes, trying to impress or intimidate Dick Way, and then Dick Way just hands him his ass.
Although to be fair, Dan Mintz does look pretty good.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
he cuts the mustard later on as well against, is it Cara Hoyt? Yeah, I think.
But for me, this film really felt like an IFD film, but it's not. It felt like a film about like lady cops cracking down on a smuggling ring, and then stuff that seemed only vaguely tangentially, like vampire stuff. You could be forgiven for thinking this is two different films that have been.
It is only
together.
missing ninjas.
Yeah.
But also in context, it's made in the context of Yes Madam and Super Cop and female police officers kicking ass.
Mm-hmm.
That's the era this comes from.
That's the zeitgeist of the time. Charlie Cho in it as a character called Charlie Cho.
Charlie.
Not up to his usual. It's still quite early, so there's no tits involved, right? Charlie Cho has yet to find his métier, but he's on his way.
Yeah.
That whole opening segment where who is the wall-eyed guy who swallowed the bead, and then they're constantly like trying to
they waterboard him.
Yeah, and then they're going to give him an enema at one point, and it's like that thing goes on quite a while.
It does.
And then there's also sorry, go ahead. But my other favorite scene in the whole film is when the lady cops are all at the beach in their swimsuits for some reason.
Well, they're undercover.
Oh, right, yes, okay.
And the fat guy is supposed to be the photographer, isn't he?
Yes.
So I will not hear a word against Sibel Who and Cara Hoy being in swimwear.
Oh yeah, no, that's fantastic. And then the guys show up and start hucking hand grenades off of a boat. And at one point they blow up one of the girls, and she goes, she flies off, tumbles, and then somebody, and one of the other girls runs up to her and says like, "Is she okay?" or something like that. She's clearly just being blown to shit.
Yeah,
like clearly not, and she's dead.
And that's a weird little segment in this film, isn't it? Is because that turns really fucking serious.
Yeah, and then they blame Fatty. They really give Fatty a time. It's like it's his fault.
The thing with this film is something is always happening. Like always. There's no lulls. There's no bit like there's like always something happening. Always.
But I don't know. There's a bit of a lull in the middle where they like raid the compound. They like raid Dick Way's compound, and there's lots of to-in and fro-ins, jumping over a wall and shit.
For me, I have to say, it's
a little bit for me. But frankly, when there's not a ghost kicking about with a bouncy ball bead, there's a lot of really good action.
Yes. Yeah. So actually, the wall-eyed enema victim, he dies in one of the most. I mean, I've never seen this before, but like a guy just backs a truck full of huge ice blocks up.
Yeah.
Has them slide down and smash the fuck out of him. He sprays.
Yeah. That bit was quite Charlie Cho again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that bit was kind of confusing as well because the characters are confused as well, but the viewer is also kind of confused because at the same time you're not sure because Charlie Cho is going around killing the witnesses.
Mm-hmm.
But also the vampire is supposed to be taking its revenge, and sometimes the two kind of overlap, right? And you're not quite sure who's supposed to be doing what, right? But I tell you, when it gets to Dick Way in his garden fighting the hopping vampire with an extending neck and all that, you're like, wow, okay, this film's really getting quite ambitious. And so we watched this on I think it must be, judging from the gap in the middle, I think it must be from a VCD, right? So, and some of the effects work. It's mostly practical effects, but every now and again there are these kind of like almost like chroma key superimposed things. And because we're watching it in not the best quality version, it actually works quite well because everything looks otherworldly, right? I didn't think it looked cheap and shoddy, but it probably would if it was remastered.
HD,
yeah. No, I mean it's clearly made on cheap.
Yeah,
there's not a lot of
because it doesn't have the clarity. you can kind of give it the benefit of the doubt because it all just looks kind of weird and yeah. And then
also another thing, going back to that fight between Dick Wei and the vampire.
Yep.
New addition to Hopping Vampire Jiangshi lore. It's not just black dogs, it's black dog shit works against vampires as well. So let's just remember that in case we are accosted.
You also get Hopping Vampire on a skateboard.
Yes.
Lovely.
Drunken Hopping Vampire with the Wong Fei Hung theme.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's because there's some fucking shapes in this at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also another thing that was quite interesting was when Dick Wei blows up the Hopping Vampire with electricity, he gets covered in just like hopping vampire gunk or something.
Pus almost.
Yeah, which may be poisonous.
Well, because he drops dead.
Yes. But he's really, I mean, he's just a fucking terrifying bulldozer of a man. I mean, the fact that like I wasn't having any trouble believing that, oh yeah, this is a guy who could beat Jiangshi to death with his bare hands. Dick
Wei's really giving Nick the shits, isn't he?
I'm terrified.
Right, okay. Okay. Yeah, no, Dick Wei is fucking scary. You know, he is just one little iota underneath Wang Jiangli.
Is he still alive?
I would imagine so, yeah.
Do you reckon we can send him round Nick's house?
Probably, you know.
Just have him knock on the door in the middle of the night.
He probably lives in Canada. Surprisingly,
a lot of
he's probably
Chinese film stars do,
yeah. Shit, I hope not.
And then also, so there's something happening. Boom, 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 boom. Final incense stick turning into fireworks gag, which I don't get. And then disco theme. And I was having a bit of a dance because I had such a good time watching this film. And the disco theme hits, I'm like, fuck yeah. And I would quite happily watch Who Cares, because I tell you who cares. Me, I care.
Oh, I had a lot of fun with it.
Much more than I was expecting.
Yeah.
And there's a great Cara Hoy versus Dick Wei fight, like you said, and
Oh, the vampire also he identifies himself as the last eunuch in China as well. And he was
this one? I thought that was the other one. Oh,
no, I mean, there's a few we've seen a few movies now where the vampires are claimed to be the last eunuch in China, but this one he definitely does. And he was the one who was he's a Jiangshi because he was wrongfully accused of stealing the bead in the first place. And
that's it. Yeah. That's why he's after the bead. Right. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think now an anecdote just came back because I was thinking about, you know, because obviously Cara Hoy can look after herself, but you are slightly concerned seeing her fight Dick Wei, right? But I think it was Yes Madam, right? Didn't Dick Wei, I think Cynthia Rothrock didn't duck in time or something.
Yeah.
Dick Wei kicked her in the side of the head and she went clean out and was like bleeding from her ear.
Jesus.
I'm wondering if that was Cynthia Rothrock or someone else in a different film.
I think it was Cynthia Rothrock. Yeah,
okay.
Not sure, but I think so. Yeah, no.
Okay.
No, he does not hold back.
No. And also, Nick, just for your information, this is one of Dick Wei's most. No, but this is one of Dick Wei's more comedic performances.
This is a light-hearted Dick Wei, isn't it?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dick Wei's usually fucking deadly serious.
So where should I go next? Actually, give me.
Ooh, Dick Wei.
Next. What is it?
Go via Sammo Hung.
Oh, I was going to say, have you seen Eastern Heroes?
No.
Not Eastern. Sorry, Eastern Condors.
Eastern Condors. Get the hell on Eastern Condors. You'd love it.
Will do.
You love it without the martial arts.
Yeah, it's brilliant anyway. But the fact that it also, now that you've discovered Dick Wei, then I think that's probably a good first stop, isn't it?
Okay. Yeah, the only problem is with that period of Sammo's filmography is that, and particularly Millionaire's Express, is he puts too many good people in the film, so they don't have time to shine.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Although Eastern Condors is pretty fucking solid all the way.
It's great all the way, but you don't get a lot of anyone.
Even
get a
Ron
lot.
liked it because we watched it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, get on Eastern Condos.
Right.
And any of our viewers who's never seen Eastern Condos, get on Eastern Condos.
Okay.
Chess, boxing, matrix, or chivalric, if that's how you say that. Chivalric tornado. Vampire Strikes Back. Labyrinth of Death. Take your pick.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got no business having 4 titles, has it?
No.
Because this is obviously a domestic product. This is a Taiwanese product, right?
Yeah. Well, also as well. So, original title. So,
was Hello Dracula 9, I assume.
Well, the thing is, we're watching this within the context, and we'll get to how it's a kind of weird pick and mix of all other films that we watched up to now. But going from the original title, it seems to be, on the surface at least, adaptation of a comic book from the 50s, created by this guy, Chen Hai Hung, right, in 1958. This series of comics, which seem to star a bald little kid who is in the film. So you can find the comics online, unfortunately not translated. I had a bit of a flick through them. I don't know if either of you had a chance.
I did too, yeah.
Yeah.
Very brief flick through, yeah.
Now, they do look kind of interesting, but I have to say, they didn't seem to resemble this film in any way.
Didn't seem to have anything to do with this.
No. So I'm wondering if it's just that they took the title because it was a name you could hang it on to differentiate it from, and then just said, yeah, but don't worry, we're just basically making, Hello Dracula and also Kung Fu Wonder Child and Child of Peach. And you know, because this is very much a kind of weird greatest hits kind of mishmash of stuff.
You say that like it's a bad thing. Like.
No, I'm not. It is a very...
It's not a bad thing.
No.
Directed by Wang Chi Cheng, who did also do Hello Dracula 2.
Yeah.
And 5 Minutes, this is Wu-Tang, which we're talking about. I was looking him up as well. Also, assistant director on Fight Amongst the Supers. Yeah. The Super Ninja. And Ninja USA producer on it.
Yeah. Quality Taiwan product.
Yeah. You got... so this is also seems to be presented by Joseph Kuo.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
Okay.
Yeah, and you got David Wu Dai Wai as an AD on it as well. The most difficult thing about chess boxing matrix is, other than Jack and Mark Long and T.U. Niang, who plays the vampire, it's difficult to figure out who anyone is in this film. And I would quite like to know who these people are.
Definitely, yeah.
Because not only do you get a surrogate 10-10.
Oh, yes.
You also get a surrogate Kung Fu Wonder Child.
Exactly. But also, but as well as that, as if, and in your parlance that you correctly used earlier, greatest hits of various films. I mean,
stars on 45 Hello Dracula.
Yeah, there's scenes lifted wholesale, or one particular scene I'm thinking of, lifted wholesale from Hello Dracula.
Yep.
With fake shadow.
Yep.
Feeding the Jiangshi their rice.
Yeah.
It's just
it's exactly the scene,
stolen from Hello Dracula.
Also worth noting that when it boils down to the end as well, you basically have 3 female leads who are our heroines and the little Johnsy vampire.
Yeah.
And
so this is just more woke.
This
is more woke bullshit, Clive. It's just there's more woke bullshit, Clive. You know, we can see here
We can only apologize for Nick.
Yeah, and unfortunately, he's a natalist. He's, he doesn't really believe in, women having,
Oh.
you can tell, but just looking at him, he's the head of a household. Look at that collar.
Just to jump ahead here, just
Mhm.
because I was wondering if anyone else was confused about this particular bit. I mean, there's a lot of confusing bits, but we're used to.
Mhm.
But there's one bit I seemed very significant to me. So towards the end, they start doing like formations and stuff, right?
Yes.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And at the very end, the three heroines do a laser thing, and I get that. But just prior to that, the three heroines and the little hopping vampire all transform into
Captain Planet.
Old man.
Yeah, Captain Planet. I'm pretty sure that's Captain Planet, right? They're Earth, Fire, Wind, whatever the fuck. They combine forces.
Yeah.
Yes.
I won't have a word, Nick. Don't you know?
Is that what Captain Planet is?
Captain Planet, he's a hero. He's gonna take pollution down to zero.
No, hang on. I haven't. This is the first time I'm actually understanding this, because I never watched Captain Planet. I watched other cartoons of the same era, and it was on, but I never watched it.
You watched.
I used to like Defenders of the Earth. I very much enjoyed that.
Defenders of the Earth.
Yeah.
But our powers combined or whatever, that was the whole thing.
So Captain Planet starts off as 4 separate children.
Yeah, my understanding, he doesn't have a life. He doesn't have a separate existence other than when they combine their powers, including the extra one of heart or whatever. Right? There was 5 kids. There was Earth, Fire, Water, whatever, and then there was the 5th element, heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mila Jovovich.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. Or in the Western magical tradition, spirit.
Yeah.
That's a different podcast.
Okay. But anyway, yeah. So that was where I went in my mind as soon as the kids in this movie did that.
Captain Planet.
Yeah, old man Captain Planet.
He was red and not green though.
So in answer to my question, then you both.
No, I have no idea what the hell is happening there.
No.
So the only thing I was thinking it would be. It might. Who's the famous? There's like a famous ghost hunter characters now with the bearded. His eyes, or something. I was wondering if it was supposed to be him, or if not him, like something that made sense to domestic. The equivalent would be like we'd get it if he turned into like Santa Claus or something like that.
Well, I think that's what it is, because I think they're kind of because. As in other films, and I have got a little research project on the go with this, by the way, which I spoke to you both about getting a Taoist mysticism specialist on to chat to us about stuff. But I need to do my research first, which I'm in the middle of. But anyway,
good if you go to all that trouble, get them on, and then we watch all of them about, and he goes, I don't know.
Exactly, yeah. But anyway,
I was just thinking maybe a Captain Planet reference.
Well, who knows? No, yeah. But no, I mean, I took that bit to be like in the Laser Quest one, whose name I've forgotten.
Yeah.
Where people where the heroes do Taoist magic and then channel Rambo and fucking E.T. and Santa Claus and some Chinese gods. I took that to be like a super powerful version of that. That was my kind of takeaway from that.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a someone. Like, I think it's something we're supposed to go. Like a gag, but none of us caught it, right?
No.
No. But this is mad. This one.
Yeah, it is. I don't even think I can really. Sorry, not the vamp. Ti-Yuning is the she's the first.
Ti-Yuning is sword master.
Yeah, she's the one who puts the king of evil in a hole and rescues the hopping and brings the family together. And so basic short version is the king of evil. Well, he's pretty evil, right? And and yeah, our heroines fight back, and there's like a family. The pawns are this hopping vampire family who keep being possessed to do evil, but actually they keep bringing them back to the good side.
Mom's got some crazy fangs as well. Like she looks
all the fangs are big in this one.
like a Balinese like mask or something like that. Like something, yeah.
But the Black King, whatever he's called, he's got massive fangs as well. Everyone's just got tusks, pretty much, haven't they?
And then when we get to the kind of, again, we were talking about this with another film where it's like, so this one's Hello Dracula for a bit, and then Kung Fu Wonder Child turns up because she's clearly made up to look exactly.
Yes.
Kung Fu Wonder Child.
Yes.
Then at the end, as often the case, it goes all Child of Peach, and you have some monsters. So you have like a bull. I think it's a bull.
There's a bull monster and a tree monster.
Yeah, maybe like vines and shit. And yeah, no. It's properly. I mean, even by the, you know, batshit kind of nature of these things in general, this kind of dials it up.
Well, I can illustrate this, right? Because I noticed this very early on. So I'm going to read selected bits of my notes, and then there's a point, there's a reason to this. I'm doing this, right? So, yeah. Oh, yeah. And then we've got, of course, the opening scene is actually similar to one of the other films we've seen, where there's like this procession of like ghosts or demons or whatever, and this like Buddha priestly kind of figure with this perspex mace or something is in this like massive procession, and then he gets in a big battle with you know, the King of Evil, and then the King of Evil, and he looks a bit, I tell you, he looks a bit like Alexander Loray's brother, doesn't he? What's it, Tong Lung? Yeah. Anyway, so there's this big kind of set piece at the start with lots of laser beams and lots of like holy men, like with perspex maces throwing laser beams, and then the King of Evil wants to kidnap the little vampire's mother to impregnate her, I think. Yeah.
There's a couple of scenes where she's felt up by either another hopping vampire or some other character, and she's into it. Like Mr. Hopping Vampire gets cuckolded a couple of times.
Yes. Yeah. So then this swordmaster character, who's like this female wuxia kind of supernatural beating warrior who's really cool, comes in and sorts it all out. Then a wedding party gets raided and the bride gets stripped, not naked, but you know, down to underwear. Then
no Taiwanese fantasy film would be complete without a very brief scene of a mouth being pissed in.
Yes. Then there's more fights, more laser beams. Then there's some sword business. Then there's a teleportation thing where the Black King gets teleported to the cave. And the reason I've read out my notes on this is what I just described is the first 6 minutes of the film.
Yes.
So all of that happens in 6 minutes.
Yes,
and in 6 minutes.
The King of Evil is basically he has a sword put in his body, and he's basically locked up for 1,000 years with the idea that like after 1,000 years, I guess he'll be healed of his evil. But they have to lock up the junior JYANGSHI and his mom and dad in the same cave, right? And then we flash forward to 700 years later, and that's where the story kicks off.
And there's like this whole refraction thing, because there's like these like powerful, like magical objects. Like there's this mirror and a sword and a bead and, you know, another bouncy ball. And somehow the little vampire and mum and dad are involved in reflecting this energy in like a prism to trap the King of Evil or something like that, isn't it? Yeah.
Was the chess boxing Matrix a retitle after the Matrix came out? Was it like not
Oh yeah, I
was
think
it Zen
that's
or something put it out.
yeah, it was like a Wu-Tang thing. I think one
Yeah.
of them was the Wu-Tang collection.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think Chivalric Tornado is probably the most accurate
I
title.
mean, it's as good a title as any. I mean, you
Chess
could call
Boxing
it
Matrix is
it still wouldn't
exactly,
really,
yeah.
no.
In addition to fake 1010, we also have a fake Grandpa Gold as well, right?
Excuse me, that's Jack Long.
I know, but he's clearly playing Grandpa Gold, right?
Well, yes.
And then we've also got later on like a fake street kid who's called Blackie, which is the same name as the street kid in. And
yeah,
then
I mean, they're not.
he
They're
has
not.
one of my favorite scenes because quite near the end he gets like bitten by a snake, some kind of like there's this he gets whipped with this like elastic snake. It bites him in the face, and then he melts into a blackened puddle. And
Yeah,
it's like really grim.
Yeah, they're not fucking
There's so
about.
much
This film is
happening,
not
I'd
fucking
totally
about.
forgotten about that.
Yeah.
In any other film, that would be a. You remember that bit in that film where someone got whipped by a snake and turned into a pool of. Yeah, of course. But in this film, it's all.
By the way, they were
Part
a
of the-
child.
Yeah.
Also, the baby vamp, I've never seen, and we've seen lots of these where these kids are getting yanked around, but that kid gets yanked around on wires like no business. He's constantly poinging from one side of the screen to the other.
It's a shame actually because the wire work's not very good.
To credit at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and like Jack Long's a gambler as well, so he's like.
Oh yes, he keeps playing mahjong with his like hopping vampire.
That's the only bit that dragged, and that it only lasts like a couple of minutes. Yeah, the extended mahjong.
I also love when the King of Evil is trying to get back to full power, right? They actually have the scene where like this flame kind of appears from his crotch and slowly moves up like it's a health bar, like and then he's like back to full strength.
Yeah.
I mean, there's this film.
There's so much in it. There's not a lot of point describing it, really, isn't it?
And then the musical cues. So we got Back to the Future. We've got Labyrinth. We've got Nausicaa. La 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 la. I was like, holy shit, that's cribbed right from Studio Ghibli. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I wrote down the name of the god that they transform into. The kids transform into at the end.
What is it?
Chun Chi or Chun Kui.
Okay.
There we are.
Interesting.
No, I mean, it's amazing that even at this stage, we watch a lot of these now, but it's still doing it for us.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, somehow you get the recipe right, and you don't even have to have it. Because really, if you're thinking in terms of cooking analogy, what they've done here is they've got a whole bunch of ingredients, and rather than make a cake, they've just kind of scattered the ingredients across the table. But still, that's fine.
But they're quality ingredients, Clive. They're quality ingredients, and then therefore it's still a meal.
Yeah,
it's a satisfying meal.
Yeah, it's this is a hell of a good time. This film.
Mind fuck and Lu Chai ghost story.
So what this is, Clive, this is pornography.
Yes. Yes. I know it when I see it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a hand shandy film.
Yes.
Yes.
I tell you what else it is as well is what a mind fuck.
Oh yes, it's a nice piece of dialogue at the very end.
That makes it. That's the line that makes it better than the original.
Yes.
Well, but also the fact that the hopping vampires isn't in the other versions.
Yes.
So otherwise, we wouldn't be talking about it.
Yes.
But the original title is Peony versus the Malevolent Spirit. So Mindfuck is a later retitling, I think.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know where they got that title from. I know it's on.
Well, Peony is the girl, isn't it?
It's the girl's name.
No. But is that that's not any sort of English release title? Is it a translation of the?
Oh, possibly it may be just a translation.
Right.
Title. Yeah.
So this is a confusing one. So before we get into what this is, so this is so this was around. I remember this being around for quite a while. This has been around. It's in that Sex, Shocks and Sadism book, right?
Yeah.
Otiersland book. And he dates it at 1983, but I think that's just him being a bit silly. But no, I remember it's been around on the bootleg circuit for like 30 years, right? Because yeah, it's a hardcore Chinese language supernatural film, but also amazingly has had subs made for it somewhere along the ride. And I think Video Search in Miami used to sell it as well.
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
So it's been about for a long time, and no one's been able to tell really for sure where it's probably from Taiwan, and we know it's from like late 80s, early 90s, but no one's quite sure. And then thanks to the good folks at the Show Me Something Wrong podcast, hello Guy and Dave, who oddly enough didn't figure out the Liu Cha stuff that we'll get to, but did figure out, the first people to have figured out, I think, that the credits on Ghoul Sex Squad are actually the credits from Wilson Tong's The Funny Vampire. So whenever people tried to search, they'd end up finding The Funny Vampire, which has got nothing to do with this film at all, and we have spoken about, right, I think, already.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they decided to steal the credits for Funny Vampire, add them, and then it just jumped straight into the original film, right? So that's what we had was Mindfuck, which is the hardcore version. That's what we had for the longest time. And then at some point, someone figured out that there's a softcore version, Liu Chai Ghost Story, which was released on VCD in 1993. But if the Hong Kong movie database is to be believed, dates from...
It's earlier, isn't it?
Yes, 1987. So we have a film that might have been made in 1970. To be fair, it looks like
it looks more like... No, I don't know. I think it looks more 90s, yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
well, anyway,
I think so,
somewhere the Hong Kong, they've decided it's 87. Whether that's true, I don't know. Yeah, and then there's the Mindfuck version, which people seem to think is from 1990. And then there's the 93 Cat 3 VCD Liu Cha Ghost Story, which is a better print.
Yes.
But missing hardcore scenes, but also missing some other scenes.
Yeah.
Also has a whole bunch of softcore scenes,
including a bunch of new scenes. Yeah.
The other version,
with other actors, right? Like whole characters and whole plot threads that aren't in Fuck.
Yeah. So it's quite confusing. So I think the way to go about this is, I think we'll talk about Liu Cha Ghost Story 84-minute version, and as we go, we'll talk about how Mindfuck is different, and also how Liu Cha is different. Is that a good idea?
I certainly found Liu Cha more easy to follow. Like, to me, it seemed like a much more clear storyline around the cheating husband and all that stuff. And there was a lot of stuff with magic hexes and stuff in the Mindful version that I was like it was harder to parse for me.
Anyway, so we we start with our there's a robber, right? There's a robber character.
Tulip montage.
Oh yes.
So that's how it starts in both versions. That's how it starts.
Yes.
Starts with him tooling up with loads of ropes and stuff. Yeah. You gotta like a tulip montage.
And so he's going to rob this house, and in the house there's some people having some sexy good times. So they kind of pretty much ignore his robbing. Now, almost immediately, there's a difference because the robbing section is much longer in the Mindfuck version, right? The Mindfuck version has a lot more robbing, as well as hardcore inserts for the softcore sex scenes.
Yeah.
And what's kind of interesting about that, from until about halfway through, you think, oh, I see what they've done here, because it's always close-ups of genitalia, right?
Yeah.
You can tell, okay, they've just got other performers edited in the hardcore.
Because this one is fiendishly integrated later on, isn't it?
Well, more than that, if you're paying attention later on,
it's the same actors.
It is definitely
Yes.
It's
bad
definitely
wizard,
the Taoist. Yeah,
the Taoist and the naughty. There's two maids. There's a really cute one who I really hoped was going to get a good stuffing, but never did. And then the other one, and she's clearly involved in some hardcore. So that muddies the waters, right? Because if it was just inserts, you'd understand. But at a certain point, no, the original performers are actually performing hardcore.
And they're doing a decent, but also they're doing a decent job of acting. Before, outside of the hardcore, right? So it's not like trying to get, Ron Jeremy to do a fucking serious role.
No.
Well, the thing is as well, it's not as if there was a huge Taiwanese hardcore industry where these people would have normally worked. So this would have
that we know of.
Well, this is so this is what I've been able to piece together a little bit, and Toby helped with this because he was talking about it a little bit as well. I remember he was talking about it at a certain point, and he even specified it was in the south, in southern Taiwan. At a certain point, there was a period of time where there was a bunch of films that were prepared in this way. There was the straight or slightly erotic version, and then there was a hardcore version, and then I suppose the most kind of elaborate version of this is there's a kung fu film called Rotten Llamas, right? Which is a fantastic title. And then that became Kung Fu Cockfighter, right? Which is that film which has people like using big prosthetic penises to do, so, and that's got hardcore bits in. And there's a few other titles that I found as well, and I think the idea was that they were almost like road shows, these films, and then when there was no one about, authorities about, they put in on the hardcore,
so it's like Spanish Dracula, isn't it? Spanish 1931 Dracula. One film's in the day and one film's in the night,
right?
So you do the hardcore inserts at night if you're lucky with the same actors.
The thing is, it's not, I don't know how many of them we're talking. I know of a handful, right, including these. So I know of like 5, but there could have been 50, there could have been 500. I have no idea. And I'm really hoping at some point someone writes some article or writes a book, because I'm dying to know more about this, right?
I mean, there's hardcore everywhere, right?
Right.
So
but again, I don't think there would have been enough. What I mean is, like, it's like you said, it's not as if like these hardcore performers who were normally doing porn all the time suddenly. So I'm thinking performing the hardcore in this film must have kind of been a bit of a novelty for them, unless maybe they were live.
Live sex show people. Yes, that might make more sense.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
there's also on IMDb, which I know is not the greatest place, but there are 2 different directors credited with each of the 2 versions of the film, right?
Yeah.
So Liu Chai Ghost Story is credited to director King Chung Wan, whereas My Fuck is directed by
Sao Ke, is it, or Sao He?
Ma Wu Tu.
Yeah, Mawu.
Okay.
I think Mawu 2 is the mindfuck credit. I think that might just be a pseudonym.
Yeah.
Because Wan King Chung did make a couple of other films, at least. He made Flame of Desire and something called Story of Tong Queen. And I think Story of Tong Queen might also be available in another version called
Also, I would just like to, at the risk of sounding racist, which I don't intend whatsoever, Ma Wu Tu being the pseudonym of a porn director, and wanking Chung.
Yes.
Being, I assume the real name is quite hilarious.
Yes.
Right.
And Shandy Lau.
Yeah, but it's like just jacking, isn't it? It's like
yeah.
But yeah, Mao too. The only other film he's credited with is Ganshi Yantan or
Ghoul Sex Squad. So also we establish in the longer robbing version that our robber has flatulence.
Oh yes,
that's right. Yeah.
Yes he does. Always good for a laugh.
And then a hopping vampire turns up, apropos of nothing. Although, so the interesting thing as well, right? Is like, if you're going to cut from the beginning, the mindfuck version is 90 minutes, Lucha is 84 minutes, right? And at first I thought, oh, jobs are good and done. It's basically the same film with 6 minutes of hardcore inserts.
Yeah.
That would make sense, right? But they're like, why? Why would you cut out the hopping vampire? Like, that's a selling point, even though it's only there briefly, doesn't have nothing to do with anything. And then also in the other version, so the main story is there's a sick woman and she has a philandering husband, right? And a bit more happens later on too with the black arts. We'll get there. But in the meantime, he's out cheating on another woman and she's at home being sick, being looked after by the cute maid. But then
there's a Hunchback. Sorry, don't forget.
Oh, don't forget the Hunchback
because that's straight out of an Andy Milligan film.
Absolutely,
yes.
He's by far the best performer. He's great.
Agreed.
Award-winning, goofy Hunchback performance.
Yeah.
I think he was actually he was recognized at the Hunch Awards.
The Hunchies, yes.
The Hunchies, yes, there we go. I believe the Cramps used to play the awards ceremony. And what's his name? Hazel Kid. Right?
Yes.
So, but then in the Lucha Ghost Story version, or at least the 93 softcore edit, who knows? Because to be honest, these scenes of the brother-in-law.
Yes.
I've just worked it out. They've got to be the 93 scenes.
Huh?
Yes, they do look
like brother-in-law scenes look more modern.
They do.
The other
in fact,
they were added.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've just worked out because they're not in the same scenes together.
No, they're never in the same scenes. And there's a scene where there's a girl having a bath in a bathtub that looks in no way.
No. That's a very anachronistic
ridiculously.
Yes.
Yeah.
And plus they're brightly lit. There's like TV or something looking. Yeah. So whatever the journey seems to be. Original version chopped down a little bit, hardcore inserts, but the inserts were maybe filmed at the same time. So maybe they might have just prepared a hardcore and a softcore version at the same time. For whatever reason, the hardcore version sneaks out and gets subtitles, bizarrely. And then a few years later, someone decides to re-release the softcore version, but they're like, oh, there's not enough sex in it. Let's add some more softcore. It seems to be that would be the logical conclusion, right?
Yeah.
What's strange is that there's footage that clearly dates to the original, it has the original set of actors in it, right? Like that's not in the hardcore version. Like particularly the way it ends, right? The hardcore version ends with the what a mindfuck scene of the robber going back to his girl, and that's not in. But what is in that, which is not in Mindfuck, is the whole scene where he, like the philandering husband who's now being killed, comes out of his own body and goes off and float up into the heavens together.
It's like Butterfly Lovers, isn't it? It's like
which is absent from the hardcore version
and
entirely.
There's a lot more stuff of her, the female ghost, when she comes back because her grave has been robbed by the robber. I think we're giving up doing the plot. A bunch of shit happens in this film.
And also, I do like that
when she comes back and she's outside the house going like, husband, let me in, husband. There's a lot more of that in the Mindfuck version that was in the Lucha Ghost Story version.
What the robber pulls out of her mouth when she's in the coffin as well is, it's in one version it's claimed to be a slice of onion. And he makes a whole thing, a gag about how, oh, fuck, she stinks.
Yes.
And then
Yeah,
the other one, it's a jade seal or whatever. That keeps her spirit in.
It looks just like a little plate, doesn't it? But yes, no. The subtitles tell you very different things in both
Yes,
of these.
Right.
I've got to say, though, and I don't know if we're going to get onto this next, but I having seen two versions of the same film, you get very familiar with the plot and look at the differences. But I actually had quite a ball with Liu Cha Ghost Story.
Yeah, me too.
Especially the ending.
Yes.
Because this spins on a dime, doesn't it? In terms of
yes,
not porn film anymore.
All the black magic stuff. Yeah,
we're in fucking horror territory.
Yeah,
all the stuff when she's not badly done.
When she's on that little spinning plate surrounded by candles, and then the blue-faced demon and the red demon.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And that's kind of in the middle of the film as well. That's not even the end, is it?
But and then the end when she's just floating down the streets.
That's good.
Clearly on a skateboard, but
yes,
never mind that.
but if I had to choose a version to recommend, even though the quality is lesser, it's got to be the Mindfuck version though, because it's got the hopping vampire and it does have
the hardcore.
What a Mindfuck final
ending is.
Yeah,
that is that. I mean, did they come up with the ending with that line before they cobbled this together? Let's make a film called Mindfuck.
Also, who knows? Well, it's only called that in the bootleg version with subtitles. True. Might have just been pulled out.
Yeah, but there's clearly a catchphrase at the end, whatever that might be. It's clearly framed. The last scene of the film is the thief saying something.
Mm-hmm.
It might not be Mindfuck, but it might be something else,
In terms of performers, by the way, there is someone called So B, who, if we're talking hardcore, was in Trilogy of Lust as well. So that's the only thing if we were talking about that. But yeah, so this is definitely a very the story. I mean, yeah, they did it on Show Me Something Wrong. They've done it on Podcast on Fire, I think, 3 times,
really,
including a commentary. But none of us are any the wiser as to the. One day I really hope someone is able to. I'm sure the backstory to this is fascinating, right? And also the larger world of hardcore edits of Taiwanese films.
Yeah. But I've got to say as well that the Mindfuck gives you a lot of ticked boxes, right? You want hopping vampires? You got hopping vampires. You want hardcore sex? You got hardcore sex. You got softcore sex? You got softcore sex.
Starting robbers.
You've got ninja-ish robbers. Yeah. You've got a quite well-written kind of Jinping Mei kind of poisoning the wife kind of plot. That's quite well done. Sorry?
Goofy hunchbacks.
Hunchbacks, and reasonably gory transformation scene after she's poisoned, because she rips her own face off.
Poltergeist style, yeah.
And then right at the end when they kill the Taoist, he gets his head slammed up against the pillar. In quite a gory way, not super gory, but it's gory enough. It's effective, it works. So there's a lot of boxes ticked on Mindfuck. If you're into hardcore, if you can do the hardcore.
What a Mindfuck is all I
What a Mindfuck.
Yes, it just sums it up nicely. I think that's why like you said, there's something about just having that as a final. It just brings a smile to your face, doesn't it?
It's also because I think he turns towards camera to deliver it as well. I feel like he's kind of going back to when he turns around and goes.
Yeah, but it's also like a dad joke as well, isn't it? It's like there's some sort. It's like someone's made a really bad pun on the name of. It's quite naff, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's me.
It goes into that.
Me and Nick have recently been talking about some of the Uli Lamel's 80s films. There's something a bit that about trolling the audience a little bit out of it as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mindfuck bike rider. Okay, so possibly, maybe the same people.
Yeah.
Not the same cast, I don't think, but the same people who made Mindfuck. That is Wang King Chung.
Yes.
Real name.
Ga Shi Tan or Ghoul Sex Squad. Which
I can't believe, Clive, I can't believe that, because our recording sessions, we usually do the Hopping Vampire Show and the In Shore Scope or Not In Shore Scope podcasts that we're all on in the same recording session.
MS recording sessions.
That's it. I can't believe that probably for months, if not years, this is the only title you've actually said in Chinese language. You could have said "dragon in Chinese.
Right.
You could have said.
Well, I wanted to give it,
but you want to pay
quality that it deserves, right?
Yeah. So you want to pay it enough respect, don't you?
Sorry, but Clive, do you need to shut?
Well, anyway.
Do you need to stop? Don't you normally stop recording between each one of these, or are we just going to do it in one and you'll cut them up later on? I thought normally you tend to hit pause.
Yeah, that's a good point. But it's too
late.
We're
just on comedy gold. You're not cutting that out.
Yeah, it's too late now. So these will just these are going to run together anyway, right? So,
anyway,
well, no, I'm having a piss break after this one. By the way.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Fair enough. So Ghoul Sex Squad again. Along with Mindfuck, again, amazingly, seem to have around the same time seem to have been on the bootleg circuit. Also, was in Todd Hirsland's Sex, Shocks and Sadism.
I'd heard of Ghoul Sex Squad before I heard of Mindfuck.
Yes,
that's
they're
a
both
bigger
in there.
name, I think. Yeah.
And yes, and again, Video Search in Miami, I think, had this, and again, amazingly, at some point, subtitles turned up. Now, this one is a lot less interesting, I think. This is a bit more of a chore to get.
It's a bit more straight down the line, really, isn't it? It's a bit more just fuck some vampires.
Yeah, having said that, though, conceptually, it is a bit more.
It's a bit of a mindfuck, really.
Yeah,
I feel
like mindfuck.
I feel
Mindfuck 2, Ghoul Sex, Boogaloo.
What I really thought was like, I just realized, oh my God, this was such a missed opportunity, actually. So when I was a kid, one of the scenes in cinema that made the greatest impression on me was a scene in Monty Python's The Meaning of Life, where Graham Chapman is allowed to choose the manner of his own death.
Oh, yes.
It's a scene where he is running along a cliffside, being chased by a large number of incredibly attractive, naturally breasted ladies. And I remember being
with crash helmets on as well.
Crash helmets and elbow pads on them.
Yeah. I remember being 9 years old and just being like,
I remember the intonation. Yeah.
Just absolutely smitten. And I thought to myself, well, shit. I mean, obviously the idea of a bevy of hopping vampire ladies nakedly jumping up and down. Yes. Like Russ Meyer's, Mrs. Vampire is an obvious, why has this not happened?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I was wondering if that's why the hopping vampires in this, they have their hands down straight by their sides, don't they? And I was wondering if that's why they were like, they started filming it and then they were like, oh, hang on, we can't see the tits. So let's put the hands down.
But yes, anyway, but this film doesn't actually quite go there, but it does go to some places you don't expect it to.
Yeah. It does look a bit more like porn than the last one, though, doesn't it? It does kind of, it's a little bit more
grungier.
Simplistic.
Yeah.
And,
I'm not sure what the softcore version of this is like, if it exists, right? Like, yeah. So basically, there's a Taoist corpse herder, and he fucks when he figures
Yeah.
out that one of his vampires is a chick,
Mm-hmm.
he has a go.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Yeah.
And then some
and then
other
there are
stuff
some.
happens. I don't really know what the plot of this film is actually.
No, yeah, but there's another one, isn't there? There's a naughty man in the inn. There's a naughty man
who doesn't believe in
obviously-
ghosts. He's kind of
Yeah,
making fun of the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the vampires go after him, and there's some piss jokes,
Mm-hmm.
and then
He
has sex with someone else.
he gets turned into a vampire as well. I think.
Yeah.
Because he goes to, and he's like, he's doing like, he's really annoying the vampires. He takes off their their commands, and he's shaking a bell around, and he's being a dick, and they kill him, and then he joins them.
Interesting. You very rarely see that in these films as well, as they attack en masse like zombies, don't they? Like Dawn of the Dead or something.
Yeah. That was not bad. Yeah.
Forgot to mention as well, actually. Speaking of whoever put this out, it's worth noting that it says Sin City Video Presents.
Yes.
If that's a clue for anyone out there to try and figure out how this got out into the world with English subtitles. I think my favourite scene has got to be the hopping vampire with joke shop fangs in, getting a blowjob and trying mightily not to let his fangs fall out by enjoying his blowjob.
Is he also the one
hilarious?
Is he the one whose dick either emits or sucks up some smoke at one point, which is
oh, that's right. Yeah,
very bizarre moment.
Yeah,
it hoovers up some kind of like, I was like, what is happening? I really liked actually.
No, I was going to say the hardcore inserts here though are definitely just inserts, right?
Yes,
and
it's a lot cruder, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a
at
lot
no
cruder,
point does it cross the line where the
the actress who gives the guy the blowjob, that's clearly right. We see her face.
Yeah, but she's only in hardcore.
She's only in that one scene. Oh, yeah, right. She's only in
yeah.
But no, so there's like, initially our horny Taoist, right, lonely Taoist, he has sex with this corpse, and then he goes off in search of a drink, and rather than go to a bar, he just goes to the first house where he sees a light on and demands they give him wine. Yeah. At which point he then has sex with like the daughter in the house, and all I'm thinking is he just had sex with a corpse. Like what? Like, what kind of VD is this guy potentially got?
To be fair, I reckon you're probably safe fucking a corpse. You're not going to get anything off.
Probably dead. Well, I don't know about that.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
After my visits to the graveyard,
I'll tell you, no. Jorg Butgeret. Get him on the line.
He's come in here. Actually, I found out the other day.
I'll get him on the podcast
about the time this is coming out.
Oh, okay. Perfect. No, because I had went out for drinks with him as well many years ago at the Cinemuerte Film Festival, and he's a raconteur. He's a good storyteller. Yeah, so we should definitely. Yeah.
Last time he was here, I was talking to him. He's totally done with film. It's quite interesting. He does radio now.
Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah,
he's like totally done with film. It's too much of a hassle. And sorry, interesting little while we're on about it. So in Japan, Necromantic and Necromantic 2 were released on VHS in like a supercut version. It was
like one film?
Yes.
Oh.
And not the complete, it was edited together. I think it was like 2 hours or something. It was Necromantic ran as one, right? And I remember seeing it back in there, picking it up at a video shop. And I remember talking to Jorg Butgeret about it last time I was here. It was interesting. He had no idea. It was totally done without his authorization.
Wow.
Just some people just did it without consulting him at all. So I'm wondering if, because apparently he's got an upcoming it would have been or is on now at the theatre here in Ikebukuro, because my mate Johannes is involved with it, which is why I know about it. But I'm wondering if they're going to screen the Japanese version that melds the two, and if he talks about it, it'd be quite interesting to see.
That's because they did that with Godfather and Godfather 2 at one point on American TV, right?
Yeah, but that was authorized, Nick.
Right. But I'm glad Necromantic got the same treatment as Godfather and Godfather 2.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah,
they're often brought up together in
yes.
Yeah, it's in the same breath, always.
Yes, and Ghoul Sex Squad they throw in there. Right?
Yeah.
But anyway, yes. So going back to Ghoul Sex Squad, as it's a lot more straight up and down. I mean, it's
but it does
it's
have
quite
hopping
boring.
vampire stuff in it, and it does have
Yes.
scenes that are non-porn. It has
It's
scenes,
got a magic battle in it with smoke bombs.
Yeah. It is boring though, isn't it?
It's not much. It's not much good. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But it's called Ghoul Sex Squad.
Yes.
So of course you're going to watch it.
The novelty factor is high. I certainly wasn't.
Here's a question then, and I don't have an answer to this, but I'm wondering if either of you might have one or had some sort of epiphany or anything. Was there anything about this film that would lead you to believe, or otherwise, that it was made by the same people who made Mind?
Yeah, good question. No is the answer for me.
No, you don't have any clue on. You think it's not?
No, I don't think it's made by the same people.
That's funny because I thought for a second, and this maybe just be, but I thought that like one or two of the insert shots of of insertion were the same. I thought
they may have been
actually,
but that
they were the same footage that was in both films.
That's like that.
Who's up for the video watchdog task of comparing?
Yeah, I volunteer Nick.
Okay.
I volunteer Tim Lucas himself. He seems to have a lot of stamina for this stuff, right? So,
yep.
I don't know if they ever. I don't know if Mindfuck and Lucha ever graced the pages of Video Watchdog.
Video Watchdog, I doubt it.
But I've got it. I've got it in there. Yeah. I'm not gonna go and grab it. But yeah.
What have you got in there?
I've got his Video Watchdog. Are we talking about the same thing, or I become?
I know what Darren's done here, quite hilariously. You're thinking of Video Hound, don't you?
Oh no!
I'm sure that compares versions of films, right?
Yeah, I've got 3 volumes of Video Watchdog.
Oh, is there a collected?
Yeah, there are collections of Video Watchdog.
Oh, I apologize because I know you also do have the Video Hounds guide.
I have those too. Actually,
I was not confused.
Like a to Z thing. Oh yeah, you
talk amongst yourselves. Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah. Also, I don't know what this says about my kind of degenerative, but it's quite interesting. I remember the first time I saw, I think, Ghoul Sex Squad and Mindfuck. I remember thinking like, those unappetizing hardcore scenes. I thought like, and I remember listening to the Podcast on Fire commentaries about, and they're talking about how gross and everything it looked, and I remember it. And then this time watching, I'm like, like.
I wasn't particularly thrown. I mean, I've seen enough 70s grisly looking, so you know, stuff that I was like,
it's nice to know that you can always lower your standards just a little bit more, right?
Yes.
Darren's cat is making a special guest appearance.
Oh,
Lionel.
Nice.
Hello, Lionel. Lenny. And maybe he can't hear.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, because Darren has the headphones. But anyway.
Now that I probably wouldn't actually be able to knock one out to this film,
no.
Fair, but
no.
I mean, if there was more, if it was wall to wall, I could probably do something with it. I'd find an utility. But, there's no need. There's plenty of pornography in the world, right?
Yeah, that's not a well that's drying up anytime soon, I don't think.
No.
But as I said, then I think it is this does get by on novelty factor alone.
Window now.
That there is a hopping vampire film that has hardcore scenes between a Taoist priest and one of his hopping vampires.
Yeah, no, I'm glad this film exists. It's just not very good. Oh, fruitless search there, Darren?
Well, right, yeah. What I'd actually done was I had confused Video Watchdog for DVD Delirium.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with DVD Delirium. Did they do a similar thing in terms of comparing versions then? Is that where the confusion came in, or?
Yeah, it was about it's about extant versions of various usually kind of exploitation horror
Okay.
bits.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it would tell you, you know, if you need the Criterion version or if you need the Dutch DVD version, or it was that sort of. Sorry, I need to let my cat out. Hang on.
So yeah, very much then in the same vein as Video Watchdog.
Yeah, but I was going to say I was surprised because I think if there were collected volumes of Video Watchdog, I would probably own them. So that's why I was
exactly.
so surprised.
No. But it wasn't. I apologize for not being as hilarious as that because I know exactly the book you're talking about, and it's got a picture of a dog on it.
Yes.
So now, I watched this next film under the title Encounter, not Encounters, Encounter of Spooky Kind 2. However, I am going to refer to it from now on, as I always have in the past, as Spooky Encounters. Because that works a lot better, because this isn't a sequel to Encounters of Spooky Kind, is it?
It's not. And it hasn't really got any hopping vampires in it.
No.
This is well, it kind of has.
Yes.
But it hasn't.
But not long.
Yeah.
And plus, as well, if it's connected to any series at all, it seems a bit more Mr. Vampire than anything else.
Well, yes.
But it's also the sweet spot between Ricky Lau and Sammo Hung, in my opinion.
Right.
More so than Mr. Vampire. Not that it's not a better film than Mr. Vampire, but I think it's the sweet spot between the two. It seems to be where that collaboration seems more equal.
Yeah, well, also I think it benefits from not being in comparison to Encounters of Spooky Kind.
Yeah.
If you just take this straight up as its own thing.
Yes.
I think it makes more sense and also is a lot more fair because not many, most films will be in the shadow of the original.
Yeah. Right? You just can't top Encounters of the Spooky Kind. It can't be topped.
Right.
But I think actually, so presumably, Nick, you hadn't seen this before.
No, this is the first time for me.
So Clive and I have seen it. Well, I've seen it multiple times. I'm sure you've seen it.
I've seen it a couple times, yeah.
Yeah. So why don't we give Nick the floor and have Nick tell us what he thought.
Bust his critical moves.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We're putting some cardboard down.
Okay.
Yes.
So
right. Yeah.
We got the boom
this
box.
Is circa 1985 in Wicklow Town. On top of this, there was this water, like I don't know, this huge concrete. They dug this big hole. They put this massive concrete water container into the middle, and all the kids would like go there and put ladders up and go on top of this big circle, and they'd put down their boom boxes and their cardboard.
Oh, that's actually cool.
Do backspins and head spins, or ride BMXs around on top, which was fucking stupid because it was quite a drop off to the side if you didn't turn in time.
Nick, that's actually really fucking cool. That's a really cool fucking scene.
Very rural Ireland. Anyway. So before I actually do that, I wanted to give a shout out to I've often found, like, especially if I'm THC addled when I'm watching these, I'm sometimes not remembering to take very good notes, right? Either because I'm swept up in the film, or I'm not as focused as I maybe should be. So I will occasionally go to a blog.
Cheech and Chong's film reviews you go to.
Yes, I go to a blog.
They amazingly have the same.
Yes, and weird how many hopping vampire films they have reviewed.
Right.
No, there's a blog, and I'm going to say this wrong, and you guys are Welsh, so I'm going to invite you to tell me how to say it right, because the name is Taliesin.
Taliesin.
Taliesin, yeah, okay.
Yes, I read the same review actually. Yeah.
Okay, Taliesin Meets the Vampires is a blog where he has reviewed.
That's a good one. Yeah.
He has reviewed. Not only has he reviewed dozens and dozens, or hundreds, I would say, of Western vampire films, but he's done a pretty good job of reviewing quite a lot of some fairly obscure hopping vampire films.
It's
and
a
so
it's a good cinema as well. Where's the Taliesin that? And is it near?
Oh, I want to say it's either Carmarthen. No, it's not Carmarthen.
No, it's nearer
in
to.
not Gower. What's it called? Gosainen, I think it is.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, Taliesin. I want to say Gosainen.
Yeah, it's like a little rep theatre, isn't it? It's quite good to
Yeah,
a few times.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
thanks to Taliesin, I'm often able to go and then read, like, because 2 weeks, 3 weeks will pass sometimes between when I watch the films and when we talk about them, and I'm like, oh, fuck, what the fuck happened in that one? So his quite dense plot synopsises are a good place to go back to. So it's funny, he reviews this film and only really reviews the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, I remember it not being a very long review.
No, because, well, it surprisingly is long, because he really unpacks those first 15 minutes, the ones that involve hopping vampires, right? Which turns out in the end to be a dream sequence, right? That Samo was having. But I mean, overall, I mean, it was tons of fun. I mean, to me, I didn't notice any kind of significant step down in quality from the first encounters. I thought it was, yeah.
I think it's a lot less. It's something I misremembered actually from the first couple of times I watched it. Is I remember this being a lot more kung fu heavy,
right,
than it actually is. I remember the action in this being incredible, and it's an okay plot, but it's all about the food. But it's actually not at all.
Team.
Right.
Yeah, but it's actually not that way at all on a rewatch for me, you know.
Yeah, but what surprised me was, although it has lots of comedy, it's not as I didn't think it was particularly overly broad. Like, I mean, it wasn't as goofy and maybe silly as some of the other things we're going to talk about very shortly.
You
but
do
also
see Samo's bum though.
You do, yes, which was great, and yeah, his soul does get trapped in a pig, which is awesome. But no, it's more like when it goes horror, it really properly goes horror, and that's what I was
cockroaches and
the cockroaches are great.
Very impressive.
You can tell Samo's just holding it together, right? He's
that
grimace is not acting. That's like
Yeah, no, I was really impressed by when it went near Fulci levels of kind of like, oh fuck, that's surprisingly full on.
And this is the shame. In a way, this is the shame, because we deliberately haven't reviewed Encounter of the Spook Kind, because it's been done on Clive's other show,
right?
Magic Morning Wood, isn't it? Yeah,
right.
So we haven't done it for that reason. But yeah, absolutely, there's that weird, seems to be influenced by Evil Dead, but actually isn't, because it's before Evil Dead. There's that whole weirdness around those two films, isn't there?
Did you think as well, when those zombies with the bug eyes turned up, they seemed straight out of Return of the Living Dead.
Living Dead, yes.
Yeah. Well, they're a bit ropier than Return of the Living Dead.
But they're good. They're good. The effects are good at this.
Yeah. They're okay.
You've also got some mummies.
Yes.
Yeah.
And really cool at the end is the dudes covered in snakes who emit snake gas or something, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, there's stuff in this that this just keeps you entertained the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, there's never a dull moment in this. There's a nice and something I forgot actually was the ghost girl subplot. I completely forgot about that.
Maybe I remembered nothing of this film. I have to admit, watching it again, I was like, "Fuck!"
Well, I kind of remember the action scenes
for the first time for me.
Yeah. But I remember the monkey bit, so I remembered the monkey possession. They take a
nut or something from a monkey's mouth, and he swallows it and drinks, and then he gets monkey powers.
And I remembered the snake fight.
Yeah, that's
I think
Huang Ha, right? He plays the black magician.
Yeah.
who helps Andrew. Andrew Lamb is kind of like the surrogate annoying Billy Lau of this film.
Yeah. Doing a good job.
It's an interesting story actually, because it's simplicity itself, isn't it? It's just Sammo's engaged to Teddy Yip's daughter, the innkeeper's daughter, but Andrew Lamb takes his fancy. So for no good reason at all, apart from just shits and giggles, his mate who's into black magic helps him by doing all sorts of black magic shit just to fuck up Sammo Hung's chances, right?
Yes.
And that is it. That is the plot.
That's the whole plot.
Yeah. But it's enough. It's enough to hang everything on, right?
Yeah.
And it zips along. There's stuff happening all the time. I happen to think the effects are actually very good. And as we mentioned before, when we were talking Mr. Vampire sequels, especially when you're seeing it in HD, you really get the sense that everything's like clear and easy to see, and they've slowed the editing down a little bit so you can actually see things. They're not cheating you into seeing things. Like I honestly, doing this project has really brought me to that realization that, and I'd never thought of it before, but it's definitely theirs. Sammo and Co were doing their take on Amblin.
Yes, absolutely, yeah. Well, I mean, think about Zoo Warriors. I know Zoo has got a lot of Troy Hark in it.
Right.
It's arguable it's got some Sammo in it as well.
Yeah,
But and that Zoo Warriors is Hong Kong Spielberg, isn't it?
Right.
You know, so that's my go-to when you say Amblin, Spielberg, Hong Kong. I go to Zoo Warriors.
Right.
And yeah, absolutely. It's again, we've spoken about this before, haven't we? But it's the kind of industrial light and magic era of Hong Kong, isn't it? Where there seems to be loads of money about for special effects.
Yeah. And now it seems more fascinating than ever, just because it's now finite, right? And go back to see it is really, really in the same way as I think now it's more interesting, even like some like 80s films of that era, American ones, like something like mid-budget, like something like a Fright Night or something like that. And you know, something with practical effects, and you know, like, because they don't do things like that way anymore, those films are automatically more interesting to go back and look at now, I think.
Yeah. Well, most of that, you know, like things like what's that one with the tree with the little demons that come out of it, The Gate. Like that, yeah. But you know, so much happens in this film. Right, there's so much
opens the food stand
action
at one point.
He stand,
and then
that's how he meets the ghost, right? She pays with paper money for her contribution.
Yes. And then I do quite like the bit where she has to possess his body after his soul has been stolen and stuck in a piglet somewhere. Then she possesses his, and he does quite a good job of being a lady, Sammo.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he sells it.
Well, again, Peking opera though, so you know they're on. You know, there's a troupe. You know, he comes from Peking opera, and they're male troupe, and Lam Ching-ying used to play the women, and you know, that's Lam Ching-ying's training.
That's interesting. And he's, I mean, it's worth mentioning. He's as good as ever, right? And he plays quite an inflexible dick in this as well. Like it takes quite a while for him to warm up to the idea that he shouldn't just banish this ghost girl who's trying to help her mum. You know.
My favorite line of his is, "Fatty's always shit and pee." As a fatty, I've got to fess up. I am often shitting and peeing.
Me too.
Right.
That's come to think of it.
So yeah, the other thing as well that surprised me this time was kind of like such an interesting way to so at the very, very, very end of the film, where the lecherous Andrew Lang character has to, you know, resign himself to having his cock chopped off. right?
Oh yes.
Basically, and then they'll give it to. Who are they going to give it to?
No, you've got it. No, that's wrong. No. It's so the final gag of the film is so the love interest's dad gets possessed, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And they're on a clock.
Teddy Yip.
So they're on Teddy Yip, sorry. Yeah. And they're on a clock before the antidote is digested, but the antidote ends up being digested.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So there we go.
So in order to cure him, he has to suck.
No. It's the other way. So what they say is they're like, oh yeah, you're gonna have to have your dick chopped off, and then if he sucks on, listen, if you suck on the dick, because that's where all the stuff is concentrated now, you'll be cured, right? And then his line is, can you cut it off after he's sucked it?
Sucks it.
Because that's the gag.
Yes.
Did I get that wrong?
And I thought, that's
I completely misunderstood that.
The gag.
I completely misunderstood the gag.
Just a nice little aside. Just, if I'm going to lose it anyway.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I can't believe I missed that.
I've been entirely heterosexual, but why not get sucked off by Teddy Yip? Isn't even the most good-looking of men, to be fair. I mean, so if Mang Hoi would have been, preferable, but he's
a bit more boyish for you, Clive, isn't he? He's a bit more.
Well, yeah, he's way fish. Teddy Yip's a big fella.
Yes, he is. He's obviously an adult. Yeah.
See, the slander continues.
No, I mean, what I took away from this was because I always held this in high esteem on the basis of the action, right? Of the fights and the
action is good. The action is very good.
The action is good. It's not Sammo's best.
No, but it's not. I don't think it's necessarily supposed to be a showcase.
No, because that's not what the film is, and I had forgotten that. Yeah, and for some reason, I had focused on this amazing fight with the snake people and Mang Hoi and Lam Ching Ying, and I for some reason that kind of overshadowed
and the very impressive flaming man stunt, which goes
that goes on for a long fucking time.
Even accounting for, you can kind of tell they're quite padded. But still, that's like fucking hell.
Yeah, but you can also see him like tapping on the ground, like that's some sort of signal.
It's like let me out for fuck's sakes.
Just ignoring the safe word, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I mean, what I find impressive about this is how much it packs in, how many events this film packs in. It's like, dream about a perverted opium addicted vampire.
I forgot there's a scene where Sammo has to smoke up. That's
he has to skin up with a vampire, or he's going to get killed. And then the vampire, and then the vampire's wife takes a fancy to Sammo, and then the vampire takes a fancy to Sammo's girlfriend.
Yeah, there's a whole daisy chain thing that happens where they all bite each other's necks in that scene that I've never seen before in any of.
No. Then you've got the monkey fight. Then you've got the magic leeches. Then you've got the cockroach zombies. Yeah. Then you've got the the magic battle between Lam Ching Ying and the ghost. So that's all fucking laser beams and fucking and there's just like a whole. It's just like completely packed with Taoist magical spooky shit from start to finish. There's not a single respite.
And from comedy that's for the most part actually funny.
Yeah.
Not just annoying. Right. Yeah. So that's a huge bonus as well.
Also helps when Billy Lau's not in your film, I find.
That does help. Which unfortunately
I think I've developed I think I've developed an unhealthy simp relationship with Billy Lau over the course of this project. I just think I've started to crave his attention now.
Oh no.
That's
To
not
be
good.
fair to Billy Lau, if he's supposed to be annoying, he is.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like he's doing his job,
Knocking it
he's
out of
a
the park,
master,
actually.
a
but
master
he's
at his
too
craft.
good at it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
He's an
But yeah,
overachiever. He is.
he is. Yeah, but no, I mean, what I'm taking away from this compared to what I thought about it, you know, and I've probably seen this in maybe 4 times or 5 times, you know, but I probably haven't seen it for 20 years. Is just how capable it is to stand alongside Encounters of the Kind, Mr. Vampire, kind of the
in its own
Hello
right.
Dracula.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah,
and also
it
it does make a difference nowadays as well because things are getting a different level of playing field. It does, seeing it in HD for the first time as well. Also.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, and that's the thing, is this is available for free at the moment on archive.org. So you can
Is that version HD? Is it?
Well, that's what I watched.
Oh,
that's what I sent you to. So
yes, yeah, and I mean, it seems to be.
It's crisp. It's
because I had a version that was HD that I couldn't share it, but so I know
it's about 3 gig and it's got really good subs on it, so it's
nice probably
copy.
HD then. It's 3 gigs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. But yeah, that's available for free. You just go on archive.org, look it up, and download it or stream it, and it's lovely. And the subs are really good because the first time I watched this, I think it was on the Eastern Heroes put it out, and it was a bit fuzzy and might have been somewhat cropped with, you know, kind of original burnt-in subs, which wasn't ideal, you know. But yeah, it's lovely. But yeah, I mean, and that's what I took away from it is, you know, how it's actually standing up there. You know, it's kind of it's pulling its weight in comparison with the rest of the highlights of the genre, which I hadn't thought before.
Agreed.
Yeah, I would agree too.
Vampire settle on police camp.
Oh yes.
Yes. This is all that has Sandra as Tackleberry, right? Basically.
Yes,
that's what we all needed to see.
Well, it's Tackleberry with a Lam Ching Ying fetish.
Yes,
is what that is. It's if Tackleberry was really into hopping vampire films.
Yes,
just like us.
Yes, this is basically Haunted Cop Shop Academy, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
And apparently, I've not seen it, but and lucky I caught it in time because amazingly, I hadn't found it. I didn't come up in my trawl of hopping vampire films. I was reading reviews, other people's reviews of this film, and apparently, it's got a lot in common with a film called Here Comes a Vampire.
I haven't seen that.
No, and we'll know because I've added it to the list, so we'll watch it next time right after this.
Okay.
So we'll see if the comparisons are correct. Anyway, some vampire. So it's not vampires settle, and it's not vampire settles, both of which would be grammatically. No, it's neither. It's vampire settle.
It's all singular. It's all singular.
Yeah.
On police camp.
Yeah.
But
and
at least
are they vampires?
Hyphenated. I appreciated that.
Can we deal with this right now? Are they actually vampires? I mean, I know they look like them. They're wearing
They've got fangs.
They've got fangs and they've got the costumes, but they really seem like they're
ghosts. They're kind of ghosts, yeah.
Yeah.
I would maybe the little kid is a vampire. And at the very end, Xing Fuyon turns up. He's quite vampire-y.
Yeah.
Did they have?
Also, there's the scene where what's his face is eating garlic and presenting crucifixes.
Right.
So that's vampire-y. So it's vampire flavored ghost story.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, there's these police barracks.
Yep.
And Sandra Ng is
Mhm.
yeah, she's the new hard ass instructor, right?
Hmm.
And yes, but yes, there's some vampire who I guess settle on police camp.
Well, they're there to like they need to get like there's the whole thing about like um the king of hell or whatever that like they need to like settle some karma stuff right with
Yes, because Wizard
But
Lousy turns up.
yeah lousy wizard, yes.
Yes,
but it's all about Eddie Cole, isn't it? Who's hardly
Yes.
in it. So Eddie
Yes.
Cole is like the chief instructor or something.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
And
his
he's
bad
got
karma, isn't it?
In
yeah,
a
he's got
past
bad
life,
karma.
not
Yeah.
the one where he was a chicken and not the one
No,
where
no,
he
that
was
one's fine. It's when he
No,
was
or the one where he was the hooker.
still, yeah.
but
I-
yeah,
I-
previous
I-
one.
I've got many highlights of this film because I've really enjoyed this film. I haven't seen it before, but I really like this. I've never seen this film before. I like this. I really like
Okay.
this film.
Madness.
No, I really like this film.
Okay, perfect. Awesome.
Oh, cool. Oh, I didn't realize I was going to disagree with you.
You might be in the minority here, yes,
Yes,
I
No.
think.
Come on.
All right. Yeah, so
Come on.
but I did
There's
like
a
that thing where they go
flashback.
through his past
We're gonna
life.
pull
No,
your
there's
organs out like a Uyghur
No,
at the end of this
There's
video.
there's a flashback where Eddie Cole was a chicken.
Yes.
Yeah, all right, fair enough. That's yeah. There's a let's say let's be generous and say 5 seconds of this film are funny.
No. All of this film is hilarious, especially the Michael Jackson bits.
Yeah.
You do. I don't know. I know you were on edibles. I don't know what the fuck Darren was on watching this film.
Watched it twice. I watched the long version.
Oh yeah.
And this.
Oh yeah, you
That's
did.
right.
Wow.
You madman. Clearly, it's a Stockholm syndrome thing, I think, isn't it?
No, I like this film.
It's a survival mechanism to survive
no.
watching it twice. He's convinced
I-
himself he enjoyed it.
I like this
Put your
film.
fucking hand down, Darren. That's trouble. Hands up who liked vampire.
Was that a different sort of hand? No.
No, I've not seen it.
Oh, me?
No. And
Okay.
I'm glad I'm not. You stop
Yes.
that now. You've already overstepped the boundaries by enjoying this film. So you're on thin ice, my boy.
No.
So to get back to the plot, so Eddie Cole, he's the reason why the vampire ghosts are there. They need to deal with him in order to because he's been a shit to them in a previous life.
Well, he's
or
like murdered them.
his ancestor was
them.
his ancestor was responsible for their deaths. So they've come to deal with him, and so Lousy Wizard says the best thing to do is gather together a bunch of police academy trainees. Get your Steve Gutenbergs and but they all have to be born in the year of the dragon. If they're
Best
all
of
born in
both
the year of the
worlds.
dragon,
Police academy, popping vampires.
yes,
Best of both worlds.
and we've already kind of seen this.
And also don't forget it's Police Academy via Haunted Cop Shop as well. I think the success.
Yeah, I get you. I see what you're saying.
But funny enough, we did already watch a film that was a bunch of trained, but they were actual vampires.
But they were vampires.
Trained, yes.
Yeah, what the fuck was that called? Vampire Training
Academy 3.
Vampire Academy Mission to Moscow.
That was the one. So then basically most of the movie is actually Revenge of the Nerds, really. It's mostly the male trainees who, instead of being 18 or 19 and it being cute that they're like creeping around spying on the girls' dorm room, they're all kind of 31 and 32 and it's just weird and sad and kind of gross.
Soin tali £2.50 I tynnu llun o dyn oedd yn chicken o blaen.
No one understands that joke apart from me and you.
Yeah.
Yes, that's totally lost on me.
Okay. In the whole however 4.5 billion people that occupy the fucking planet.
Yeah, so we're special.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No, you're wrong. You're just wrong. The lot of you. This film is A, hilarious. B, action-packed. C, it's Police Academy.
Yeah.
I think Darren suffering
There's
from the food poisoning. Or something.
no, there's a disco finale
There
There's a
where
lot
is.
of fucking
Sandra,
disco.
yeah, where Sandra Ng dresses up as Lam Ching Ying, and
Yes.
a hairy eyebrows actually accidentally make a moustache.
Yes, this is true. There's also
Also,
big,
the
big
disco
day
scenes
glow
in this film.
swastikas and
It's
and
that disco dancing
pentagrams.
where people just go like that.
Yes.
Also, the action's good.
The action's not bad, I'll give you that.
The action's good because that's Xia Ho, isn't it?
Also, how fucking
Yeah.
weird. Directed by Chen Chi-hua,
I know, right?
the man who made the early Jackie films Snake and Crane Arts of Shaolin and the fantastically named Half a Loaf of Kung Fu.
Yeah, but also Dance of Death, which is excellent.
And also Red Pirate, that Taiwanese film that I've not seen it, but what's his trousers from Goonies who won for Everywhere, Everything, all the things happening all the same time.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That was the film he made in Taiwan in like the 90s. He's like the action
I didn't know
star.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's worth a look. Yeah.
There is a lengthy scene in this film where the guys are listening to the girls exercising. It sounds like they might be involved in a lesbian orgy.
Yeah,
hilarious. Quite a bit of mileage out of that.
Hilarious. Yeah.
There's a gag in there. There's quite a pointed gag in that as well, where they all get caught, right, peeping. And then one guy says, because he's refusing to admit, and he says,
"Oh yeah, I know. I wrote this down too.
Even Japanese minister admit their massacre."
Yeah, is that a Nanjing reference in the middle of the police academy film? Yeah,
you can. They always find a way. At this period of time, because this comes up as well. You've got to have a Jap bashing reference, and also you've got to make fun of mainland. Pumpkins and Vietnamese boat people, right? I think there's Vietnamese boat people.
The kid is meant to be but no AIDS jokes for a change, actually.
That's true.
It's missing an AIDS joke, isn't it? There should be one in there somewhere. Then it would be fucking hilarious. I agree with you.
Yeah, but there's nice spirit possession bits where people have fights. That's good.
There's another bit where Sandra Ng suspects she might have been raped in her sleep, played as comedy, because the next morning she's looking at the potential rapists, and two of them have really bad table manners, but one of them is quite eating like a fucking... She's like, I hope I was raped by the one with good table manners.
That's only in the long version, though. That's not in the...
I was going to ask you if there was any substantial difference.
So the taking the knickers off rapey bit.
Yeah.
That's not in the short version.
I wonder if that's censorship or just, I don't know.
No, I think it's just... And then there's a scene at the start where you find out how Sandra got to be demoted to be an instructor at the academy.
Oh yes, that's not in
where she's on a
short.
No, that's not in the short version either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I don't know where the fact live's gone, but I don't know what the fuck's wrong with you people. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, he can't.
He walked off the set. He was so upset by.
It's from shame, not realizing how great the film this is.
That's right. I've decided. I'm actually going to commit harakiri.
Well, that would make a nice segue to the next Japanese bashing vampire film.
Right.
But we're not quite there yet, because I wanted to say there's a character in this film called Fat Kent. And I kept thinking about whether this was the British influence in Hong Kong at the time, that maybe, like, is his name just Fat Cunt? Is that what they were getting at?
I was thinking Kent Chang, actually, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
well, the thing is, Fat D is always shit and pee.
Fat D is just...
That is very true. They do.
All day long.
Yeah. Also, this film is unique in that the ghosts or vampires at the end are defeated by a lion dance.
They are.
Oh,
They
for
are.
fuck's sake, that scene went on forever.
No, I like that.
Oh man, that
liked
was
all of that.
terrible.
No,
Not just the line dance, there was
what's
a
wrong
whole
with you?
peaking opera thing. Oh,
What's wrong with you? What the fuck is
no,
wrong with
Darren, you are definitely in the minority
No.
here.
you? I don't care. Well, yeah, there's only 3 people.
No,
I
The
think-
world, the world
in
will,
the
will agree.
wider world. I don't think. Did anyone find a positive review of
No.
this film
That's
Other
anywhere?
than
that's
that
not
we're recording
relevant
right
to
now
this.
for posterity.
No,
Yeah.
I want comments on this. Comment below how much you love this film and agree with me that this is an excellent little romp.
No,
Nice.
I think you're only going to get Russian hackers agreeing with you.
I felt a little bit sad actually for this set of ghost vampires because they really weren't that bad. They weren't. I mean, other than Grandpa being a bit of a perv and wanting to touch big boobs, like they really were quite careful not to. They were really just after Eddie Coe,
And to
then
be fair, they had a reason, right? Like that's
Yeah.
the thing I was wondering about as well. If karma's a thing, right? And if we're going to follow these rules, then they shouldn't be saving Eddie. He deserves it, right? If we're talking in terms of karmic rules,
Mhm.
he should be terrified and haunted, and then he can go back to being a happy chicken again next
Yeah.
time.
I wouldn't mind being a chicken, really.
Even chickens don't like this film, Darren. That's the thing.
No, listen, no, you're fucking wrong. The lot of you are wrong. You're just fucking wrong. This film is hilarious.
Is there a pod behind your sofa? I'm suspecting body snatchers have come in and taken our beloved Darren away and replaced him with this buffoon who likes this film.
No. There's not a dull moment in this film. There's loads of action.
There's nothing but dull moments in this film.
It's all good. It's all good. Everything.
Charlie Cho is in it. That's good. I like Charlie Cho.
Charlie Cho gets a custard pie in the face.
Mm-hmm. Here's something we haven't talked about before, but so I read a review. Actually, this is from a lengthy review I read of not this, but the Ghoul Sex Squad, whatever the hell it was called, where there was somebody had written a piece about the Jiangshi, and there's a bunch of information in here that I was like, is this being pulled out of the air, or is this real? Where does this come from? Because we kind of tried to unpack it all at the beginning of, like, when we did this last year, the history, the mythology behind all this, right? But there's a few things in here, and I'm just going to read it to you to see if you agree or disagree. But so it says that Jiangshi are usually blind, and so that's why they track their prey by the smell of their breath.
Okay, yeah, makes sense.
As for how one becomes a Jiangshi, it's most commonly the result of a ritually incorrect burial.
Yes, I've heard that before. Yeah.
Chinese folk belief has it that the soul splits into its yin and yang energies upon death, with the intellectual yang soul proceeding into the underworld, while the sensitive yin remains tied to the body.
Yeah.
With no yang around to balance things, the yin spirit has all the emotional control of a hyperactive 3-year-old and tends to get pissed off about things like being buried on an unpropitious date, or having the feng shui of its grave site fall out of whack. When that happens, the resentful spirit climbs back into the body and hops off to vent its ire upon anyone unlucky enough to be handy. A variety of Taoist rituals can contain, control, or destroy the vampire, but you're going to need a priest if you want it done right. So this whole idea of the yin and the yang spirit, that was all new to me, I guess.
But you can see it's all ingrained. You go back to even going back to Shaw's, the whole fox spirit thing, the whole anything we've seen with ghosts, it's all about ghosts taking away your yang energy.
I also did my research, and I found a bit of Jiangshi law, I think, which is quite interesting to have.
That is Vampire Settle on Police Squad is hilarious.
No.
As it is written in
accordance
with prophecy.
Right. Jiangshi, traditionally, if you follow it back, Jiangshi also at any given opportunity, will ride a floating giraffe toy and pretend to be the Chinese ET.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
So,
And that's
so what?
from that's the old Chinese poet. So, we've just about got time, I think, before Darren has to go off and do his homework of writing "I will not like vampire settle on police camp" 100 times.
Listen. You do your fucking homework. I'm going from here, and I'm burning spine grinder on my fucking barbecue after your performance.
I didn't actually hear that. Was it something about a barbecue?
Yes.
Yes, I said I'm going to burn the spine grinder video guide.
Ah,
Copyright Clive Davis, available at all good retail outlets on my barbecue for that performance.
right, okay. As long as you buy it.
So that was see. So what that was kindness and also savagery in the same sentence.
Yeah, well, like I said, if you buy a new copy, that's fine. But I don't know if I want someone who likes vampires contaminating it with their touch.
Well,
anyway,
that's all the more reason to buy. I wipe my ass with each page. Like it took me 2,000 days of excellent reviews by Clive Davis.
Oh, I'm so conflicted. All right then. How about this? Can we all agree that Vampire Kids is shit, at least?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
It is.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But beautiful looking. Like what? For some reason.
Why is there a fucking HD of this?
Do you think this is what they need to bring to the current conflict in Gaza? Do you think Palestinians and Israel just need to agree that Vampire Kids is shit?
It is awful. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to help, but
have we solved it?
But it could be an olive branch, I guess.
Well, all efforts towards peace are important, Clive.
Yeah. So
that's as
we
much
should
as I can
leave it.
muster.
Yeah. We should try it. We should give it a go. I'll get on the blower.
Oh, so maybe yeah. So I mean, so Billy Lau, that concept of the enemy of my enemy is my friend, I guess, or so
that's
maybe
what I mean.
Billy Lau could be a new focus for everyone.
Even Netanyahu, when exposed to Billy Lau, he'll be like, "Fuck, you know what? That Hezbollah, they're all right. They are compared to this guy. This guy is like Anthony Wong." Had every inch of charisma sucked off him, and you're left with Billy Lau. Anyway, Billy Lau is in. There's a shipwreck we don't see. Maybe they didn't have the budget. I don't know.
But
I don't think
that's why this extravaganza is in HD. Yeah, carry on.
Yeah.
Show us
of all the films, right? Of all the films,
know that a film is going to be very classy when literally the first scene is a big-breasted woman drowned on a beach and a bunch of guys perving over which one of them gets to grope her.
Yeah. Well, plus side, Amy Yip is in it, so
this is true.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Doing her usual Yip tease. Right.
Yes.
Speaking of
Yip,
assistant director of this film, Hester Yip.
Okay.
Oh.
I bring this up not because Hester Yip is anyone I've ever heard of before.
Never heard of Hester Yip.
The opportunity to say the name Hester Yip.
That's a
hell of a name. That is.
It is a great name.
Not as good as Tomato Chan, but then nothing is.
Or Batman Hung. But what's that one? What's the one? I don't know if it's a fake one. It's on some of the IFD. Isn't there a Bo Wang? Which always makes me laugh.
No, that one.
Yeah, Bo Wang. I think he's Wang King Chung's brother.
Yeah.
So there's a shipwreck, a bunch of characters, including Billy Lau, Sandra Andy Yip.
Yeah, a bunch of characters the movie doesn't even give names to. This is how little this movie gives a fuck. That it doesn't name more than half of the cast isn't given.
They're called Specky, sister, Fatty.
Right.
Yep.
There's always a Fatty.
Beard.
Yep. And also a movie that sets up like the central thing of like how are they going to get off the island or how are they going to survive, and then completely doesn't fall. It doesn't care at all. It just stops mid-sentence.
I like the bit where they ate the poisoned tomatoes.
Right. Well, I guess because it does some interesting. It reverses the expectations of suddenly, for some reason, the vampire kids have to hold their breath so that the crazy.
Yeah, that was like an innovation, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
But
The
the
only
thing with
thing I
this film,
liked.
before we get into details, the thing with this film is someone involved in this film seems to have got the idea into their head, right? Because you have all these rules of comedy people have, right? You know, like secret of comedy is timing or it's repetition or whatever. Someone on this film has decided, you know what the secret to comedy is, right? Is you have like a funny idea, right? And then you stretch it out, right? To get every single ounce, every laugh out of the concept is every little thing should take 5-10 minutes and then it'll be a fucking laugh riot.
Because fuck all happens in this film as well.
God.
Right? They're just on a fucking island and there's a hut. And this is the other thing. I think a better filmmaker could have made a really interesting film about a vampire, a trapped vampire Japanese soldier, right?
Yes.
So there's a Japanese pilot, presumably, has crash landed on this island during the war and has been walled up because he's a vampire somehow. And he's trying to get released. That would be interesting.
Yeah, well, it's a variation.
With any other fucking filmmaker.
There's a few of these. There's a few of these ghost. We haven't talked about them because they're not hopping vampire ones. But there's a few of these ghost films where it's the site of some kind of massacre or a comfort woman brothel. I think Ghost Snatchers, right? There's a few of them. But yes, and the idea they mix that with the idea of the the lone soldier, still fighting the war, whatever. But the thing is, even with it, like, it wouldn't have been that difficult. I'm used to confusion in Hong Kong films, don't get me wrong. But there's a certain confusion which is just kind of the mania of the film. And then there's other stuff which is just badly done, right? And it's not established why is he covered in concrete?
Yeah.
And what's the rules of him getting out? Because sometimes
he's got like a dagger in him, hasn't he?
Yeah, he seems trapped. But at other times, he seems to have free reign over these vampires. He's got a spunking machine powered by his foot. And it doesn't seem to be like he seems to have quite a lot of power. Then other times he has no power. And then other times his hands are free. And then other times he has to use his long tongue to get a bat and a rat.
And for some reason, all the Chinese vampires are subordinate to him.
Yes, I don't understand why they are. Plus, as well, there's no vampire parents at all, apart from at the very end, Xing Fu Yuan turns up. Always glad to see him. But where was he before? There's no explanation.
Nope.
Yeah.
But the movie doesn't give a shit. The movie truly doesn't give a shit. But that scene, though, where Sandra first finds him, my notes just say, Sandra finds a diamond cock sticking out of a glory hole in a wobbly plaster of Paris rock face that should never have seen the light of HD. Because that is a rough looking piece.
To be fair, your description does sound like an advert for seeing it in HD.
Yes, I want to see that film.
And that's your fault.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have written that.
That's the weird thing. If this was totally slapdash, right, then... But the thing is, the vampire cement, like, there's some care gone into creating some kind of effects, right? Or the rat and the tongue and the back. It's not like they haven't... There's clearly a thought has gone into it.
Yeah, someone sat down and blocked this out. Right, there's a vampire and he's in concrete, just like in the Beyond, right? He's coming out. And they've got to get the dagger out of him, but they lose the diamond. But Sandra's got the diamond in her bra, and But
there's a scene. Here's another one. There's a gag that is, like there's a gag. It's not in service of the film because it doesn't make any sense. When she goes to a shower, and suddenly there's a lot of streams of liquid. Now I'm assuming she's being pissed on, right?
Yeah.
And I'm guessing it must be the little kid vampires pissing on her, right? But then the gag is cut to whatever she's looking at, and it just says porno object in English.
Yeah.
Right? Insert. And then her response is, so many birds. At least the English, right? And I'm thinking, the thing is, at this point, okay, that's fine. Piss gag, I expect that. But clearly, and I can't see why it would be anything other than vampire kids pissing on her, then at that point, she's going to be clued in that there's vampire kids on the island.
Yeah.
But then she doesn't mention it to anyone and doesn't mention it again.
No.
And that fucking diamond shit goes on forever.
Yeah.
You keep coming back to it again and again and again.
I mean, this is a bad film. No one should ever fucking see this film.
It pains me to say that Vampire Settle on Police Camp is better.
Oh yeah, there's no question about that. So the kids are also
Don't get all smug on me now. I'm just saying.
The vampire kids, the Chinese vampire kids, are being used by the Japanese warmonger king vampire, right? To go, they're supposed to be going out and harvesting blood for him, but they keep failing, right, for various reasons. Because at one point, all of the main characters go insane after eating poison tomatoes and all that.
And they're clearly cherry tomatoes. They could have made some sort of fucking confection that doesn't look like a cherry tomato.
Right.
Because we all know cherry tomatoes aren't poisonous.
Yes.
Oh, they're delicious, is what they are.
I like a cherry tomato.
Yeah, but I don't like a tomato that's had lots of sex.
No, it gets a bit mushy in the middle, doesn't it, Clive?
Exactly.
But actually, my favorite line of this whole film, which is obviously
careful for seeds under the helmet, by the way.
Yes.
My favorite line in this whole film is at one point, I don't know if it's one of the kid vampires says to one of the other kid vampires, or if it's like, but somebody goes, "You caused all this because you refused to suck."
Yes.
And I immediately like that's something that a real asshole husband would say. You know, like, this is your fault.
What are you, Clive?
Checking for seeds.
Nice.
There we are. This
is what happens when you've watched Vampire Settle on Police Camp.
This film was not worthy of you putting a helmet on. Although it's
I'd say there is one thing I liked about this film, and I don't know why, but the scenes involving the kids in their weird Wiccan, like, grass costumes. Genuinely kind of otherworldly. There was something quite strange about those few brief moments, but not enough to make this worthwhile at all.
So the weird thing about this film, for me, right, is if you get on the IMDb, right, you find that the directors of this film, because there are two, are involved in interesting fucking films, interesting or excellent.
Two directors, right?
Yeah.
Keith Lee. Of Centipede Horror.
Centipede fucking Horror.
Okay.
And then Kenny Ha.
And Supreme Swordsman. You know, that's a legit Shaw Brothers classic.
And Kenny Ha, Jailhouse Eros.
But also Buddha's Palm. He's in the mix in Buddha's Palm. He's the assistant director on Buddha's Palm.
Something went wrong, right, during the making.
How did it go so fucking wrong?
I think something went wrong somewhere along the lines here.
Billy Lau, maybe?
There's a certain amount.
Billy Lau, possibly?
No.
Did he have an outsized influence on proceedings?
I don't know. Other films have survived his presence, right?
Right.
Also, sorry, just another credit for Keith Lee Pak Ling. He's the assistant director to Chang Che on Shaolin Temple.
Yeah, something went wrong.
Shaolin Temple is one of the best films Chang Che ever did.
Maybe the cast and crew did eat poison tomatoes.
Yes.
That's the only explanation. That is the only explanation.
And lost their fucking minds.
Something
and also, but it's also the film's kind of got a budget as well. It's like you know, like you were saying earlier on, people have put thought and work into special effects on this.
Yeah.
And it's not a cheapo Taiwan knockoff. It's a Hong Kong production. Clearly, it's got reasonable names in it. And what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, no, it's definitely one of the worst films we've seen during this project, and charmlessly rubbish. Like some of the other things, like even though he's wrong, I kind of can get on Vampire Settle's slightly threadbare, kind of desperate, kind of. At least I get that vibe.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I get that vibe.
Right. Mm-hmm.
This is just, there's no charm to it either, right?
It's like naked commercialism somehow. It's just like it feels like a knockoff. It feels like a half-assed knockoff, but it's actually not a knockoff of anything. It's just a half-assed project, but with decent talent. And that's the strange thing, isn't it? Yeah. Maybe it's a triad thing. Maybe the triads made it.
Because of money laundering, yeah, and a vacation to a nice island, maybe everyone was just
except they didn't go to a particularly nice island either.
I mean, there was a beach. That's about all we know about the island, really, isn't it? Because this film doesn't go in. It's just in the cabin, right?
Yes,
that's it. It's a cabin and a beach. That's the whole location of the film. And you would say, oh yeah, well that's because it was cheap, but there's half decent special effects in here and talent and no.
Let us not give it any more time of day.